News go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Details of new Husker Athletic Director Trev Alberts' contract have been released. Alberts will sign a 5-year deal and be paid $800,000 each year. While at UNO in 2020, Alberts got paid $255,000 per year, meaning the 50-year-old will receive a $545,000 raise at Nebraska. In college football, Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables is locked in with the Tigers through 2026 after signing a deal that will pay him $2.5 million a year and make him the highest paid assistant in college football by a wide margin. The Milwaukee Bucks have tied the series up at 2 games apiece after their 109-103 win over Phoenix last night. Chris Middleton dropped 40 points to lead Milwaukee in the win, while Giannis grabbed 14 rebounds to go along with his 26 points. Game 5 from Phoenix is scheduled for Saturday night. 2 Major League teams return from the All-Star break this evening. The Red Sox and Yankees square off from the Bronx at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And lastly, the Open Championship began very early this morning from England. Louis Oosthuizen currently leads the field at 6 under, while Jordan Spieth is tied for second at 5 under par. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive, coming at you live from the Cobble Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is The Drive here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer with you alongside Nick Sainert today. Hi, Nick.
Hello, Happer. How's it going?
Same question I asked Nicole earlier in the week. How long do you intend on staying today?
Not sure. I did think Thursday is the text bag. So
would you like to be here for a text bag?
I think I'm going to stay through the text bag.
Okay.
However, the following segment after the text bag is Thirsty Thursday, and I'm not able to partake in any drinking, so I might dip then.
Probably a good idea. Okay, so 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Same as Nicole.
We'll see.
I'm pretty sure that's what she stayed as well. Are we having problems hearing her person?
I may have forgotten to mute that mic
on the stream
on the little laptop there.
Okay. Well, we'll just let Rico figure that one out.
Rico's a smart guy. He got it.
How are you, Nick?
Not too bad. We're hanging in there. It's almost the weekend.
Thanks for being here with me today.
You're welcome. You let me know.
appreciate
I mean, it was decided about an hour ago.
It was.
But that's fine.
I was mentally prepared to do the show by myself, but then I was like, actually, I could make my life a little bit easier.
There's nothing wrong
So
with that.
I did the manly thing, and I asked for help.
Yeah, you did. It takes a lot to ask for
It
help.
does. I'm not very good at it. I will give you that.
I will agree.
I'm
You
not.
stood in there and you're like, I have to do a 4-hour show today
Mhm.
and tomorrow.
And it's really not that
And
big
it's
of
not
a
that
deal.
big of a deal. I know.
Yeah.
But then I sat there, I'm like, well, I don't have to work tonight.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Why don't we just
What were you going to be doing right now anyway? Probably just went home.
I
played
would
the
have-
show.
I would have finished podcasting and then
Of
I would have
course.
went home.
Uh-huh.
Probably played some MLB The Show.
Good.
I'm making some serious strides on my Diamond Dynasty team.
Yep.
So we're just, we just would have relaxed.
Cool. Well, thank you for being here this afternoon. Today on the
You're
show, we'll talk to Mike Sauter still, as we do each and every Thursday on the recruiting hour. Even though this isn't the recruiting hour, I still told Sauter at Schaefer's wedding that he could still come on the show, and he has obliged. There's a lot to talk about there. Jason Green, recruitment kind of heating back up. There's a big AAU tournament this weekend in Council Bluffs. We'll touch on Drew Christo not going in the draft as well. More on Trev Alberts and the hire today. I want to know from you guys, because I think the interest or the reaction yesterday was, I don't know, tepid, and that's okay. You don't have to be over the moon about it, but I did see some pushback to it as well. So we'll ask a little bit later on in the show, why not? Why do you not like it? So we'll get into that. The text bag, of course, and Thirsty Thursday, as we do on Thursdays. But just like his career at Nebraska, just like his career at Ohio, his great career at Ohio, yesterday, Frank Solich, the news of his retirement gets completely overlooked by us. We didn't spend any time on it, and it kind of makes me sad. So I told myself today, no, we're going to do this. We're going to talk about Frank Solich for the first few minutes of the show. They have to find a way to bring him back, right? I don't know if he'd be up for it. I know Nebraska means a lot to him, obviously, and I don't know if Nebraska would do it, but all those people are gone. All the the bad feelings, I think, are probably subsided by now.
That's what I would have asked is how would he be received?
Oh, I think well. Back? I think really well. I mean, I think if you put him out there on the field, if he comes back for a game this fall, let's say let's just say the first game, let's say the first home game, the Fordham game. Look, you're going to need to find a way to draw people into the Fordham game anyway. Exciting. So halftime of the Fordham game, Frank Solich walks out. He's burning sage, and he gets the loud, warm ovation from the Nebraska crowd that, I think was his teams obviously were taken for granted a little bit, and Nebraska's been to other places since he was let go at Nebraska after the 2003 season, or the 2003 season. So I think they got to find a way to get him back somehow. And then what a career he had at Ohio. I mean, he takes over there in 2005. Turns that program completely around. He took the 2004 season off. So takes over in 2005 at Ohio and really does nothing but win there over his 16 seasons at Ohio. He goes 4-7 his first year, and then all over 500 seasons or at 500 seasons except for one from there on out for Frank Solich, and including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bowl games in 16 years.
And 4 conference titles, right?
And 4 conference titles at Ohio.
Yeah, put him on the map.
So I don't know. And I want to hear from you guys on this at 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. They're both open for you. Nick, to your question, I think it'd be received pretty well. I think if you bring him back and you put him out there on midfield, I think that does a lot for both sides. I don't know. I don't know if Frank needs to hear it. I don't know if Frank, really craves that in his life. But the reality of the situation is you don't have a whole lot of opportunities left to do it. He retires because of, health issues, right? Or he wants to focus on that a little bit more. So I think that would be a good experience for everybody to kind of bury the hatchet a little bit. Nebraska fans have felt obviously really positively about him in the years since he has not been here, considering where the program has been. But I think it'd be nice for him to hear that because he's stayed away.
Yeah. And I think Nebraska fans I know personally for me, granted, I don't necessarily remember when he was a coach here just because I'm 20 years old, but
sure.
I think I paid attention to him, to Ohio. If they were in a bowl game, I watched Ohio.
Yeah.
Just because I knew that there was not necessarily a connection to Nebraska, but that a former Husker coach that I hear all about how, man, he was mistakenly fired, shouldn't have been fired. I wish we would have never let Solich go. It gave me a reason to watch Ohio and actually get to know and learn about who Frank Solich is from an outside perspective, not necessarily coaching my team. So even though I wasn't around or paying attention to Nebraska football when he was the head man in charge here, I would agree with you, Happer, that I would definitely be interested in seeing him back at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would play really well, and I don't know, maybe that would it would signal some sort of let's move on thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking
for Nebraska fans. Like, all right, finally we did this. Frank knows how we feel. And, we can all kind of, and not that Nebraska hasn't really moved on, although, Nebraska is not great at moving on, as we've seen. But yeah, I mean, that was a very, tumultuous time, and Frank obviously got the bare end of it, got the short end of the stick. And by the way, made an awesome career in spite of his 58 in 19 record at Nebraska and then being let go after that. Think about that. I mean, everybody knows this that's listening, but takes over for one of the greatest coaches of all time, goes 9-4, 12-1, a conference championship, 10-2, 11-2, a national championship game appearance. And then 02 was bad. 02 was 7-7, and the talent was definitely falling off. And not to rehash the whole thing. And then he, of course, went 9-3 in 03, which made it really weird because then you fired him after that. And it was like, well, okay, maybe this wasn't the best time and maybe we were trending back in the right direction. And that argument still exists and it's still out there. But I mean, the argument at the time was, Nebraska can't sink into mediocrity. And look, I'm not here to agree with Steve Peterson, but it was declining at the moment, and Nebraska needed to find a way to stay on the cutting edge, to stay relevant, and that's why that entire thing went down the way it did. Could Frank have adjusted with a new coaching staff or with different coaches on that staff? Yeah, I think so. I think that could have worked out just fine. He wasn't given the opportunity to do that. And then you went into you kicked off the next almost 20 years now of Nebraska football, which haven't been great.
Yeah, I think you mentioned something that gets overlooked quite a bit, is that he had to follow one of the most successful coaches of all time. Not a lot of people would want to do that. Not a lot of people want to take that job after the success Nebraska was having. You can relate it to today and Coach K at Duke. Nobody wants to follow Coach K because even if you make an NCAA tournament but don't win national titles or compete for them year in and year out, you're not doing as good as the previous guy. And so the expectation is very high. And for good reason.
It was as high as it's ever been in Nebraska, coming off of 3 national championships. And
you look at that and you see 11-win seasons and eventually a 9-win season when he got canned. And it's like, you look at that, hey, not too bad.
Yeah, and that and that represented a split in the fan base. And once again, it's a time in Nebraska football history. It's a mark in the line in Nebraska football history where things forever changed after that. And once again, you could argue that it was going in a different direction before that, with Solich at the helm. But that right there, after he was let go, is forever a change. And like I said, that really kicked off, the 2004 to the era that we are currently in of Nebraska football, where I think you could probably just say Nebraska football is lost and still kind of can't find their way out. Let's take a phone call. We got Steve on the line. Hey, Steve, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, obviously, yesterday with the majority of us in regards to Solich coming back. And I guess in my imagination, I grew up going to games, and when they put the big screens up as a kid, it was so neat to see. It would be so cool to see him, as Trev Alberts is coming back. I think Trev was probably even playing back when Frank was an assistant. Doing something on the big screen, if he does come back saying, hey, thanks, Frank, for your years in our community, not only as an assistant coach, a head coach, but I think he even maybe coached at a high school in town, and just what he's done for our community as he's, who knows what his medical condition is like and who knows how much longer he's got, but kind of a way to unify our state and kind of kick things off heading into this new era with Trev Alberts as our AD. I just thought I'd get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, Steve, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We know Frost would be down for it. It just depends on how you want to do it and how you want to set it up as a university. I imagine Trev would be down for it as well. I think you just kind of asked the question of Frank, and it's like, okay, look, do you want to finally come back and kind of bury this hatchet once and for all? And that would, for Nebraska fans, you're right, Steve. That would be a really cool sight on the video board. They do a whole intro for them or whatever. And as I thought about yesterday, this, and not that we want to think about this too much. We can forget the last 2 games, but this is the 20th anniversary of the 2001 team, which was pretty dang good. Had the win over Oklahoma, and then had the really bad loss to Colorado, and then the loss in the national championship game to Miami, in a game they were completely overmatched in anyway. Everybody would love to see that. Every Nebraska fan would love to see it.
What would your response be if he said, no, I'm okay, I don't want to come back? Because I feel like it would probably
get it.
That's what I was thinking. It's understandable, but how Nebraska fans, they're definitely not going to let that go. They're gonna pull the hey, we tried with this guy, and now there's no hope, and it's just going to be drawn out longer.
Yeah, it would. It
would definitely create an interesting situation there.
Yeah, and maybe that's why you don't. I mean, you obviously don't. You don't publicize it. You don't be like, "Hey, Frank, come back." You probably have those conversations privately. Would be my guess, but I wonder if he would be up for it. It would certainly be a lot of fun for Nebraska fans to see. And there's no doubt about it, guys. What Nebraska has been through in the last, 18 years since he's left, it has completely changed how people look at Frank Solich. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. And pair that along with the relative success that he has had at Ohio. I mean, if Nebraska's fine and dandy throughout the time and they get the hire right in 04 and they don't, break the whole thing down like they did, then we're not talking about this at all. It doesn't matter. He's a footnote in history.
And if he's not the winningest coach in MAC in the history of the MAC conference,
right,
we're not worried.
But even if that is still the case, if he's at Ohio for the last 16 seasons and Nebraska, but Nebraska's fine throughout the time. Like it's like, oh, great for Frank. That's cool. Yeah. We don't need him.
It worked out for both sides. It happened.
We don't need to honor him on the field. He doesn't need to be out there standing and waving or anything like that. I mean, maybe he dedicated a lot of his life to Nebraska football, but it wouldn't be as big of a moment. I didn't want to pass that up yesterday, but we did, obviously with the AD hire that Nebraska had. We'll have plenty more on that throughout the show. Like I said, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Sartor Heyman text line. They are both open for you. We'll talk a few more topics that I have about Trev. Like I said before, if you don't like it, tell me why. This is for later. And also, this is another thing that kind of came out of yesterday a little bit. We were talking to Gary Sharp at his 1620 in Omaha. And he's obviously, tied in the Omaha community. He does play-by-play for UNO basketball, among other things. Will Trev Alberts be able to repair the relationship between the University of Nebraska and the city of Omaha? Nebraska goes in, and we're talking about on a couple different levels here. Donors-wise, Trev, what he did at UNO, raising money for projects that, does UNO scream big booster donor base to you? Nah, I mean, definitely not when Trev got there. That's for sure. And yet still, they're sitting in a new basketball hockey facility. They're sitting in a new baseball, softball facility. Yeah, and there's a third phase on the way for UNO and another $130 million in the deck. Trev raised all of it. He raised all that money from Omaha donors, boosters that, yes, care about Trev and UNO, but also, have a relationship with Nebraska as well. Can Nebraska go to that well a little bit more under Trev Alberts? We'll discuss that during the show today. Last night in the NBA Finals game, we saw one of my favorite things to watch. We've talked before about sports hate. I really enjoy a good old fashioned sports hate where these teams are, they actually hate each other. They don't have to hate each other personally, but good sports hate, the crowd's on you and it's relentless. They smell blood, all that stuff. Nebraska's had a few situations like that in the past. Here's another thing we saw last night in sports that you only get every once in a while. Sports desperation. So it's a pivotal game in the series. It's game 4. The Bucks obviously need to defend home court. They need to get the series even. And if the Suns win, they go up 3-1 and the series is basically over. So what you saw, and this is why it was so sloppy in the last quarter of that game, it was generally sloppy all night due to poor play from a couple players. We'll talk about that in a second. But it was super messy in about the last 5 minutes of that game because it was close. This is stuff you cannot simulate. So while it's not the most beautiful basketball, one of the things that you really love about basketball is when it's pretty, right? Transition game, passes, ball movement, open threes, stuff like that. This is stuff though you cannot simulate. Desperation. You can only practice for this in the moment, in the playoffs, and the only time you can experience it is when you experience it. And I loved watching that. Like, we got bodies on the floor, we got the ball rolling around, and like I said, it wasn't the most beautiful of basketball, but sports desperation is something that I forgot about, and I was reminded of last night.
Yeah, I think that's part of it that makes this, you realize that this just means more right now, is when you actually see guys, especially in the NBA, that's been talked about as a sport that's turning soft with all the flops and all the stupid replays and the reviews and stuff. When you see guys going all out and giving it everything, then that tells you, and it kind of makes you feel as a spectator that it just kind of means more. So it does, personally for me, and I bet you can say the same thing, it enhances my viewing experience, because I would rather watch that, even if it looks sloppy, than seeing organized. Well,
because you have
basketball.
guys that go into these moments and for example, Chris Paul last night, we've seen stuff like this from him before, but I mean, he was not nearly at the top of his game at all. And Chris Paul's had a great playoffs, and he's had his kind of moment. But last night was not pretty for him. And these are the situations where he has kind of fell apart in the past, whether an injury bug has bit him or, has a bad game. I mean, Chris Paul has been behind the wheel for a lot of those kind of, I don't know, choke jobs seems strong, but this moment gets really big and the desperation really kicks in, and it feels like things speed up a little bit, and you have to be able to control tempo and pace and stuff like that. And meanwhile, on the other side, Giannis, this fits his game perfectly. So Chris Paul he's a cerebral point guard. He can take time. His brain, his basketball brain works in ways that we can't really understand. Giannis is a little bit more of a brute, right? He's taller than everybody. He can cover more ground than anybody, as we saw on the block last night. Holy crap.
Unbelievable. What an athletic play.
It was unbelievable.
There's the amount of ground that he gained in a very short amount of time.
He got sucked in on
the roll.
He did exactly what was supposed to happen for the offense.
Yeah.
And he
still recovered.
Turned around and blocked DeAndre Ayton, who's playing, generally pretty well in this series.
Mm-hmm.
So Giannis has really gone up like a few levels in this series. I mean, how I'm looking at him has changed a little bit.
On the flip side there, like you just said, is the game speeds up. That makes it interesting for me, because I was thinking about this last night, is these are the best players in the world. And these are the guys that are supposed to be able to control the game and be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And so it's interesting for me personally looking at it and like, okay, even this moment is too big for the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating if you really think about it. Like, these guys can control things with their mind, and they know the game better than anybody.
The NBA is a beautiful sport when, there's a rhythm and a flow to it. But the NBA can be incredibly ugly because you have these guys who are at the top of the athletic, in the top 1% of whatever athletic, thing you want to talk about ever. They can cover so much ground. They're so long and they're so incredibly skilled. There's no margin for error. So when everybody's trying their hardest, basketball becomes an impossible sport to play at this level in the NBA finals. And that's why it looks so hard. Like, that's why it looked the way it looked last night. And it's really come into to play for Chris Paul, and it's gone on the flip side for Giannis. He's looked better in this series where I think both teams have kind of been desperate for their wins.
That's when you find out kind of who the dudes are, is because there's so much growth being made in the NBA playoffs, especially the finals. Like you just said with Giannis, we're seeing Chris Middleton, who throughout his whole career has essentially been an underrated player. He's always been a quality player, but now we're starting to see it. I think he dropped 40 some last night. And so I think the finals, especially, you can see the most growth. We saw it with Trae Young throughout the whole playoffs, him just kind of coming into what kind of player we can expect of him down the road now.
Like I said, want to hear from you guys, 402-464-5685. Texture says, I watched the NBA all year. There's no doubt the product is better with a little more physical brand. Tacky calls down the stretch of a game, especially favoritism towards superstars, makes it harder to watch. I can't stand watching LeBron get every call. I'm with you. And then when LeBron doesn't get the calls, it's, he's got to throw a fit about it. And you're right. Something's got to be done. Part of the reason we get out of the rhythm and flow in these games when the teams are trying so hard is because it's officiated that way. That is part of it. Now, on the flip side of that, we did see for some reason, and I haven't seen an explanation for this. The NBA is really good about transparency with their officials coming off of the whole Donaghy thing. They have the last 2-minute report. Haven't seen that today on the Devin Booker no call.
Yeah, that
he
was,
literally tried to intentionally foul him.
He hugged him
for his 6th foul, and it was let go.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen
which is very interesting because normally, and as much as this sucks to say and to admit,
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why he tried to foul him.
That's the thing. And as much as this is,
just give him the 2, man.
How rough it is to admit, it's just like the officials do lean towards the home team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that's just the way it is. So that's where it was even more questionable on, man, this guy's not getting flagged for his 6th when he's on the road too. And because normally, and it's hard. I'm sure it is difficult for the officials to not necessarily swallow the whistle, but
I guess. I mean, but like, come on, the guy tried to tried to intentionally foul him.
That's what I'm saying is that it's so mind-boggling when they're on the road and the fan aspects are well and alive inside the game. And
yeah,
I don't understand. I don't understand how the official doesn't call that.
Right.
Just number one on the stats of the home team getting a benefit of the doubt most of the time. Number 2, the fans playing into effect and the adrenaline of the game late in the game. It's kind of just it definitely interesting that the official was able to not blow the whistle.
Like I said, 402-464-5685. Glad we get to see a little bit. It'll continue to be desperate in the last now best of 3 in this series. Let's take a break. Mike Sauter, NEBpreps.com. A lot of ground to cover with local recruiting with him. We'll do that next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Our Remington Homes has really expanded and taken off in the last 5 years.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Smoothbrook, Illinois.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or kohls.com for details.
Summertime is here and the temperature is rising. Beat the heat at the Pawnee Plunge Water Park in Columbus all summer long. Pawnee Plunge features a full day of fun for the whole family, including the flow ride, the only one. For parties or a great spot to lounge around all day long. Book your party by calling 402-562-4269. Come splash and play the Pawnee Plunge Way. in Columbus from May 31st through August 8th. Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
I sure am, Charlie. Great to talk to you again.
Andy, I know you're selling a lot of cars right now, but I hear you still have a lot of cars available.
We do, Charlie. In fact, we still have over 500 new 2021 Hondas to choose from in stock or on the way, with 0% APR financing available on select models.
What about new 2022 Hondas, Andy?
You know, we actually have quite a few in stock already, and they're arriving every day.
Now, I'm going to assume since you're selling a lot of new cars, you have some great trade-ins available too. How is the selection of pre-owned?
It's the largest selection of pre-owned we've ever had, Charlie, with over 160 to choose from. People can choose from just about any make and model you can imagine.
Thanks, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Get your vehicle ready for summer driving with our no-cost, no-obligation courtesy inspection. We'll check your brakes, belts, hoses, fluid, suspension, tires, and more. It's absolutely free. And drive away with extra savings, too, with a $70 reward card after submission when you buy 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. You've got a lot going on this summer. Getting there should be the easy part.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
All right, back here on The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I couldn't keep Mike Sauter out of the rotation. He begged me today. He was like, I need to come on this radio show.
I don't blame him.
No, I don't. He didn't do that. Hi, Mike.
I'm pretty sure it was you texting me asking if I'm still good for 2:30, and I said, yeah, I'm sure, because it's every 2:30 on Thursdays. I actually have it on my calendar that I get a 10-minute reminder before literally every Thursday for the recruiting hour, not the drive. So I am excited to be on the drive. I'm pretty sure for the first time.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Maybe once or twice before when Schaefer's been gone. I mean, that's, Schaefer donates me the hour when he leaves.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's how that
goes.
The
guy just got married. He already took a couple days off. He should probably be back by now.
No, I know. You would think. You would think a 4-day honeymoon is plenty, but apparently not for Schaefer.
I took a 2-day honeymoon.
I did. Okay, now I did too. I was at work the Tuesday after I got married, but then I took another week off at some point. It was technically a honeymoon, but it was really just vacation.
Yeah, I took 2 days. Yeah, I was back to work on the Tuesday after I got married, and still haven't taken a regular honeymoon / vacation.
You'll get there eventually. Maybe. I don't know.
Been like 12 years. Or wait, 2009. Yeah. 12, 13.
As
years,
yeah, the
whatever it is.
same amount of time that Trev Alberts was at UNO.
Yep, about that same
That's
time. Yep.
usually how you. That's usually how you measure it. All right, Sauter. A couple of local recruiting things that I want to get into. Jason Green feels like his recruitment is I don't know, kind of heating up again. He got an offer from Creighton this week. A couple more. Where does he stand right now? Because I think we thought for a while that Nebraska was kind of the team to beat there.
Yeah, I would still think Nebraska is very much so high on the list. I wrote something about him, I think it was yesterday or maybe Tuesday night. But, he's only officially visited Nebraska, and they were the first power conference school to offer him. And they have stuck with him for 3 years now. So, he's, it's been a long haul for Jason Green in Nebraska. Creighton just offering on Sunday. Jason told me they offered when he was at the airport coming back from Atlanta, playing for Nebraska Supreme in Atlanta, and he must have had a really good weekend because Creighton pulled the trigger, and then Missouri did, or then Iowa State re-offered.
Gotcha.
A lot of people don't know what that means, but it's just means that the former staff at the school offered, while the new staff offered. So that's kind of re-offered. And then Missouri offered on Tuesday night. So, kind of taking an upswing again after he didn't get anything new as far as offers was concerned during the entire winter high school basketball season. So that was kind of odd because in the fall he got Wake Forest and top of my head I can't remember, but he got a TCU maybe. And so it just it kind of looked like it was going to continue to go up, and it kind of fell off, and now it looks like it's trending back upwards again.
There's one more guy specifically in the Metro that feels like, and I know you've mentioned him a couple times before, that his recruitment is heating up a little bit. He's not the level of Jason Green yet, but that's Jay Dawson out of Central. What do we expect the ceiling to be for him as far as the recruitment is concerned? Because it just every time I look, it's like, oh, okay, that's a different level of school. That's a different level of school. Where does it go next for him?
Yeah, it feels like it keeps kind of matriculating upwards, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it was yesterday was UMass. Over the weekend or in the last week, it was Drake before, and George Mason. And before that, it was, South Dakota State and Loyola. So it feels like, not like Loyola Chicago is a bunch of bums. I mean,
right.
They're
okay.
So, so it feels like the level kind of keeps ticking up with every offer he gets. I mean, now he's got, I would say the Missouri Valley and Atlantic 10 are pretty comparable, right? Maybe A10's maybe a notch above as far as conferences are concerned, but we'll see. It might get to a power level somewhere. I do know that, obviously Nebraska and Creighton know who he is. But we'll see if it kind of keeps moving, next, what would be the next level, maybe the MAC or something like that, would maybe be that next rung. So we'll see if it just keeps moving up, or if power school ends up pulling the trigger eventually. He's got another couple of weekends to show what he can do, and then this whole senior year. But I'm guessing he'll make a decision. The November early signing period. I'm guessing he'll make a decision then.
Give us an idea of how big of a deal the AAU tournament is this weekend in Council Bluffs.
Yeah, the Adidas 3SSB, I guess, tournament is what you're talking about. It's the Adidas. It used to be called the Summer Championships, but now it's called the 3SSB Championships. So it's actually a tournament style normally, or like last week and in Birmingham where I was for 2 days of it, 2 of the 4, it was just, okay, showcased games and here's a schedule. Well, this is an actual tournament. It's a pretty big deal. It's the first time that any of the 3 major shoe companies that have, AAU leagues, if you will, that's Nike, EYBL, Adidas, 3SSB, and Under Armour, the Under Armour Association, or UAA. It's the first time that any of those 3 have ever had an event in and around the Omaha metro area. We're talking, as far as just top, 200 players. Well, top 100 players, there's 7.
Jeez.
And top 200, top 250, 200, 250 players, because in basketball they maybe go a little deeper than that. We're talking probably 15 to 20. So, a guy like Keontae George, who plays for Southern Assault, which is one of, I think, the best AAU teams in the country. He's ranked 4th in the country. Mikey Williams in the 2023 class is a highlight reel waiting to happen. He's ranked number 5 in the country. I mean, those sort of players are going to be playing in Council Bluffs. And then you throw in the Adidas side. They have a gold, Adidas Gold, and which is kind of like the AAA, if you will, or second league or secondary league, and that's going to be happening in at UBT. So I think the financial impact is a lot larger than I think people think. Particularly, you're going to have hundreds of college coaches flying in and out of Omaha.
Yeah.
And a lot of them on private jets.
I've heard reports of coaches in town this week trying to, set up tea times, whatever it might be. Yeah. Major coaches too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're talking, last week there was an event in Council Bluffs, and it was Juwan Howard kind of flew in and out quick for a game or 2. Chris Holtman flew in and out quick, and people kind of freaked out that they were there. This is going to be that times. I mean, Bill Self, and basically you name it, they're likely to be in Council Bluffs. Name a coach, they're probably going to be in Council Bluffs. So it's at some point in the 3 days, not saying the whole time. And there could be NBA players in Council Bluffs that just show up. I mean, there's, like James Harden has Team Harden. Trae Young has a team with his name attached to it. So, they could. There are times where those guys pop in. I know when I was in New York, 2-3 years ago, and there was multiple NBA players walking around. So I saw, Mike Miller was there last weekend in Birmingham. So he also has a team.
Yeah.
And his kid obviously is going to Creighton. So he's familiar with the area. But, it's a big deal. And it's not just more than just the players on the court. I mean, the building is going to look totally different. It's not just walk in, open the door, okay, turn the lights on and play basketball. No, I mean, they're redoing kind of like court 2 is not going to be played on because they're building a scaffolding for coaches to overlook and see games. And I mean, there's a lot, banners and all that stuff, stuff on the floors. And I mean, it's a very much so professional deal, and totally different feel than what I think people are used to if they've ever been to just a random AAU tournament around here or a non-shoe league tournament.
Sauter, what was your level of surprise that Drew Christo doesn't go in the draft?
Not real high. I think his number was really high.
Yep.
So I think that's why, obviously, I think he clearly should have, been drafted, but I think he loves the education piece. He's Husker through and through, and I mean, the kid got a 35 on his ACT, was the valedictorian. So, I mean, of his high school. So that stuff matters to him a lot. And I just think the number was going to take a lot of money as far as the signing bonus and stuff to get him to go. I would imagine if his number wasn't that high, he probably would have went somewhere in the first 3 to 5 rounds, maybe, and maybe sooner than that.
Yeah, I mean, because I was trying to explain that to people over the last couple of days. Like, you have to signal to teams, hey man, like it's going to take a lot to get me to move off of my college commitment, because that's what I want to do. But blow me away, go ahead, feel free. And then after 10 rounds, he just decided, you know what? At this point, I'm just gonna pull my name out.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, he's specifically gonna pitch at Nebraska, and when you throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 94, 95 as a
that'll play,
you know, high schooler, that probably works. So, and he can't hit the curveball. He can hit, but he can't hit a curveball or anything off speed. Fastball, he's smoking that thing. Admittedly, he's told me that before. So, and I've seen him do it. I've seen him just crush homers at Warner Park, like really, really far. So, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to be a pitcher.
Gotcha. Mike Sauter, NEB Preps. Check his stuff out there. Sauter, we appreciate the time. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.
That's Mike Sauter, nebpreps.com. He's got a good, there's a good breakdown on the website. I think Steve Merrick wrote it, actually, just the preview of that shoe circuit thing this weekend. It's a super big deal, as Sauter was talking about. There's multiple big time, high profile prospects in there, and then also coaches that'll be in the house as well. That's a cool thing for the metro area. Let's take a break and round out the 2:00 hour next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I have been getting back out and hitting different restaurants, hitting different places, and I could not be more excited to get back to Bearshin in Benson, one of the best beer gardens around. The weather's starting to get good, and coinciding with that, they are going back to their full food menu. We're talking the burgers, the Johnny Hammer Pants sandwich, the pretzels, the fries, the salads, if you're one of those people. They got all of it. And they are now open Tuesday through Sunday. That allows you to get over to Bearshin, check out the food, the beer, hang out in the beer garden. You can get that $7 big cheese double Wagyu burger special on Tuesdays. Also, happy hour, 3 to 6, Tuesday through Friday. Don't miss it. Plus, if you're a soccer fan, it's the place to be in Benson.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
I sure am, Charlie. Great to talk to you again.
Andy, I know you're selling a lot of cars right now, but I hear you still have a lot of cars available.
We do, Charlie. In fact, we still have over 500 new 2021 Hondas to choose from in stock or on the way, with 0% APR financing available on select models.
What about new 2022 Hondas, Andy?
You know, we actually have quite a few in stock already, and they're arriving every day.
Now, I'm going to assume, since you're selling a lot of new cars, you have some great trade-ins available too. How is the selection of pre-owned?
It's the largest selection of pre-owned we've ever had, Charlie, with over 160 to choose from. People can choose from just about any make and model you can imagine.
Thanks, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
There are fans, and then there's you. You live it. You breathe it. You want to soak it all in. Most sports talk shows are fine, but you find yourself craving more. You need the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Each day, we break down what's happening on the recruiting trail and on campus, bringing you guests from all corners of the college football world. The Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Weekdays at 2 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drives is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Now that Ken Richards has purchased Brokers Agency, he and his professional staff will continue to provide their clients with the same excellent service under the Brokers Insurance Agency name. Brokers Insurance Agency works with more than 15 companies to help find the best policy for you to avoid any long hassles. Also, if you're looking to get into the insurance business as an independent agent, they have the formula to make that process smooth and successful. Call Ken with Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 or visit brokersinsuranceNE.com.
Summertime is here and the temperature is rising. Beat the heat at the Pawnee Plunge Water Park in Columbus all summer long. Pawnee Plunge features a full day of fun for the whole family, including the Flow Ride, the only one in Nebraska, a large swimming pool, diving boards, a lazy river, climbing wall, and of course, massive water slides. It's a great place for parties or a great spot to lounge around all day long. Book your party by calling 402-562-4269. Come splash and play the Pawnee Plunge Way in Columbus from May 31st through August 8th.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Rib Fest is this Saturday. It's Dylan's Auto's Rib Fest at Playmakers Bar and Grill in Lincoln. Doors open at 1. Ribs are served from 1:30 to... Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. Rico made a face.
Nick's just like chuckling the whole time I'm trying to do this read.
Continue.
Rib Fest. Ribs are served from 1:30 to 8. Live music until 10. There'll be 5 different bands throughout the day. And as you know, the local rib vendors compete for the best ribs in eastern Nebraska. So, with that being said, we're here to help you. We're here to get you in the door. 2 tickets to Rib Fest. Caller number 3. Yeah, 3. Right now on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685 wins the entry passes to Rib Fest. Once again, caller number 3. 2 tickets to Rib Fest. Just give us a call, 402-464-5685. You're also going to want to get the Rib Pass when you get in. We're helping you out. This is going to end up being about half the money that you would have spent that day. You get the Rib Pass when you get in there. The ticket that we're giving you is strictly for entry. It's a $12 value for each ticket. We're helping you out. So get in there. 402-464-5685. Rib Fest. Dylan's Auto Rib Fest at Playmakers Bar and Grill. That is Saturday, beginning at 1 o'clock. If you didn't win, you can get tickets at the door. You can get tickets at www.tix.com, or you can call Jake at 402-960-8255. 9165. Rib Fest.
Never been.
Get your ribs. I haven't either, but people tell me good things. Obviously, you're just eating ribs all day, so I don't know how it would be bad.
Yeah, I wonder why I have never gone. Maybe it's because it's expensive. Because before I had a job, $25 was, a decent price. I mean, so maybe that's why I haven't gone.
Well, try it out.
Get your
You got a
ribs.
job now. You're a big boy. Try it out.
I am a big boy.
Texter says, don't know who you're referring to when you said something about coaches making tee times, but who's your dream 3 basketball coaches to play golf with? Ooh. By the way, I was referring to the new Indiana coach, Mike Woodson. Mike Woodson's in town.
Do you like Mike Woodson?
I don't know. I don't know Mike Woodson.
I feel like Mike Woodson just
Rico has takes
I can't
about
take
Mike
it serious.
Woodson.
There was some video that right after he got hired, he's like, "Hi guys, I'm Mike Woodson, the new coach."
I love Mike Woodson.
What's the joke about him? He looks like a
He
puppet.
looks like Mr. Potato Head.
Yes, that's it.
Because his mustache, his goatee is
it's
perfect. No hair out of place.
I
His
was
head is
told-
perfectly shaved.
I was told that Mike is attempting to play some golf in Omaha over the next couple.
I love Mike. If anybody can get close to Mike Woodson and get an autograph for me, I will pay you in hugs.
Okay, why don't you just go to the shoe circuit thing? It's on Saturday.
No,
He'll be there.
No, I
I'm
won't.
sure Fred will be there
I
too.
don't think I will.
Rico, we need to find
That
the
feels
introductory video from Mike Woodson.
Okay.
It's on Twitter. It's on the Indiana
I just
basketball
thought
Twitter.
there's no audio with it, but just every time J.R. Smith did anything when Mike Woodson was the head coach of the Knicks, he just put his hands on his hips, tilt his head a little bit, and just give him a blank stare with his mouth kind of open, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah, I don't envision Mike Woodson doing anything. I just kind of look at Mike Woodson. I'm like, there's no way you do anything.
Great.
I
Hey,
can't see Mike Woodson playing
I
golf.
feel like he
that's
took
for
the
sure.
Knicks to the playoffs twice.
I feel like he just
Congratulations.
doesn't move very fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel like everything.
what's Mike Woodson doing
I don't know.
on a daily
Not
basis?
moving.
Pretty
No.
sure he was a point guard back in his day.
Corey asked if I just gave out Sorensen's personal phone number. No, different Jake. And I think it's just it's Jake from Playmakers.
State Farm.
Not that Jake. No, that's not Sorensen's.
Sounds like a
phone
really
number.
good deal.
Are you sure? And even if it is
I
Jake
know that's
Sorensen's
I know
number,
that's not Jake's number. I don't know what that number will get you to. It'll get you to a person named Jake, but I don't know what kind of phone it is.
and even if it is Sorensen's number, what are you gonna do?
Prank call him.
I would.
You know what?
Whatever happened to prank calls?
I don't know. They're
We gotta
not
bring those
existent.
back.
I think we should. We should just call
That
some-
one guy who pranked our show.
Yeah, he done got us.
Sal.
We goofed.
Yeah, Sal called and
More than a store.
he pranked our show. That's true.
More than a radio show. or something.
Dream 3 basketball coaches to play golf with. Mike Woodson seems like kind of a tough hang. I don't know if I want to hang.
He
out
seems
with
like a
him.
lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I don't agree.
Mike Woodson seems like a lot of fun.
I feel like everything he does or just doesn't do would make me laugh. So maybe he would be involved somehow, if that makes sense.
Let's just start in the Big Ten and then widen our scope from there. Which coach seems like fun in the Big Ten?
Fred Hoiberg.
I think
But
Fred
even
Fred would be fun
Yeah.
actually. He'd be kind of close to the top of the list. Now Dream, I don't know.
No.
Like for some reason the first name that came to my head was Steve Nash. I think Steve Nash would be
You think
cool
Steve
to
Nash,
hang out.
Steve
Yeah.
Nash doesn't golf. He plays soccer.
He plays soccer
He's
in his spare time.
He's a big soccer guy.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, we can get
He could have played for the Canadian national team soccer, but he decided basketball.
Steve Nash and me and Steve Nash cutting it up, playing some golf, hanging out,
Seems like fun.
talking hoops.
What about Brad Underwood?
No,
No.
that sounds horrible.
I don't
feel
think
like
there's
he and Mike
anybody-
Woodson would be.
I don't think there's anybody
interesting,
else
like, combination
in the Big Ten outside of Mike Woodson that I would choose. Like Joan Howard sounds interesting, but also I don't think so.
Oh yeah, no, Juwan Howard would be good. Yeah, Juwan Howard would be good. That would be fun. That would be
Would
super
it?
fun. Yeah, you get Fab Five stories.
Okay.
Oh,
If Avery Johnson was still at Alabama, I would choose Avery Johnson.
Why?
No reason, really.
Okay. I was gonna.
He just seems like a fun guy.
I don't know. He was on TV a whole bunch.
He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't seem that fun though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really.
There's
have any
nobody
good
in the
answers
Big
for you.
Ten.
No.
Give me the names.
The Big Ten, Brad Underwood, no. Mike Woodson, no. Fran McCaffrey,
Absolutely
No.
not.
Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
no.
No.
Mark Turgeon, Jawan Howard, we talked about that. Tom Izzo,
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Tom Izzo might be interesting.
you would just get good stories.
Yeah, but that's all
Okay.
it is.
Ben Johnson from Minnesota.
Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very generic.
Would you rather go golfing with Fran McCaffrey or Richard Pitino?
Richard Pitino, 100%.
I would hate it both. I ways. would hate
They're
it
both
as well.
terrible, but Richard Pitino.
I don't think I could handle Richard Pitino.
Because then I would get Pitino family stories.
I don't need to know Pitino family.
Richard Pitino
stories.
sounds like no fun whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a tough one.
I might just take the day off from golf.
I don't need to golf. that
Why
day.
does Ben Johnson sound like the name that they give your character in like MLB The Show before you change
That's
the name?
Joe Random. How dare
Yeah,
you?
thank you. Yeah.
give me the other ones. Rapid fire.
Ben Johnson, Fred Hoiberg, Chris Collins, Chris
No.
Holtman, Micah Shrewsbury. Chris Holtman could be interesting.
I don't know anything about Micah Shrewsbury.
Micah Shrewsbury, no. Matt Painter,
But
no.
the
He
guy
looks like a
before him who
porcupine.
lost all his hair,
Thad Matta?
or no, who gained hair? No, the Penn State coach.
Oh,
What was his name?
he looked like a hothead.
Yeah, he like Pat Chambers.
Thank you.
Pat Chambers.
Had a very
He like had no hair and then he gained hair. And it
Yeah.
was super weird.
That's all. That always freaks me out. Like Shaka Smart.
Reverse hair loss.
Whoa,
Don't have hair.
Shaka Smart would be fun.
Would he?
Yeah, I would go with Shaka Smart.
Shaka seems like a good hang.
Matt Painter, no. Steve Peichel, pound the nails.
Ask Jake if he would play golf with Matt Painter.
His tweet last week, it was like, I just saw Matt Painter in Omaha. Had a very good conversation with him.
So weird.
I think the conversation just consisted of Matt Painter making fun of Jake for singing a Carlos Santana song. I can't remember which one it was.
Ugh, who knows?
Was
And
it
then-
Maria?
I don't think so.
And then Greg Gard. Nah.
Nope.
Wow, the Big Ten has boring coaches.
Not cool. Good coaches, but not coa Let's take a break. 3 o'clock hour up next on the drive.
Follow Connor and Robbie on Twitter
I give a rat's about Twitter.
at Connor Happer, at R.A. Lula.
I don't know. I don't manage my Twitter account.
You're listening to The Drive. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We'll only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What are you doing, Sip? I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives. So you're building what exactly? It's a motion censored switchboard. Duh. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Of course. Ow! God! Ow! Seems like a job for a professional. Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there. Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Jim Furyk is on the 18th green with Stephen Ames, who had a bad day. I think I'm out of the way of everything. I'm right by the stands. Yeah. There's a camera guy right to my left, and I was out of his way initially. And then I looked behind me and saw people are trying to see, so I kneel. I ducked down, not knowing that when I ducked down, I was right in the camera's spot. Yes, as he's focusing on Stephen Ames, and this guy goes, "Get the hell out of the way!"
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Is our internet down again? That's the question you hear around the office when you experience an outage with outdated communication services. Allo knows businesses need reliable internet to keep everything moving. This is why Tammy Stevenson of the Bridge Behavioral Health switched to Allo.
Expedient and reliable service is critical because we provide care to our clients 24/7. We're just very, very appreciative of Allo service.
To get a free quote, switch today. Visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Bryce concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Bryce concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Now through July 16th. Join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Tired of home workouts falling flat? 1 and 2 and whoa, whoa, whoa! Make your workout a win with tons of equipment and our clean and spacious clubs. And use the crowd meter in our app for the best time to visit. Your fitness is essential. Join in club or at planetfitness.com for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Hurry, deal ends July 16th. Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star childcare provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Details of new Husker Athletic Director Trev Alberts' contract have been released. Alberts will sign a 5-year deal and be paid $800,000 each year. While at UNO in 2020, Alberts got paid $255,000 per year, meaning the 50-year-old will receive a $545,000 raise at Nebraska. In college football, Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables is locked in with the Tigers through 2026 after signing a deal that will pay him $2.5 million a year and make him the highest paid assistant in college football by a wide margin. The Milwaukee Bucks have tied the series up at 2 games apiece after their 109-103 win over Phoenix last night. Chris Middleton dropped 40 points to lead Milwaukee in the win, while Giannis grabbed 14 rebounds to go along with his 26 points. Game 5 from Phoenix is scheduled for Saturday night. 2 Major League teams return from the All-Star break this evening. The Red Sox and Yankees square off from the Bronx at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And lastly, the Open Championship began very early this morning from England. Louis Oosthuizen currently leads the field at 6 under, while Jordan Spieth is tied for second at 5 under par. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive. Coming at you live from the Copple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Hi, Terry. This is Coach Mike Woodson, the new coach of the Indiana Hoosier basketball team. I just want to send a shout out to you and your beautiful ladies and wish you nothing but the best in your next game. Bring the title home. It'll be great for our great institution here. Good luck. Take care.
Mike Woodson definitely seems cool.
You and your
super cool and super normal.
You and your beautiful ladies. Go get the title for us.
Lep Blanket says when you try to name 3 college basketball coaches to play golf with, you now have an understanding of why players rarely stay in a place for 3 years or more. Yeah, okay, I think I get it now.
Hi, Terry. This is Coach Mike Woodson.
My favorite part is when he forgets where he's the coach of, because this is like his first day.
It was like the couple of days into it.
The new coach of the Indiana Hoosier basketball.
I forgot how great this was. I honestly thought it when I
also
brought it up.
Beautiful ladies.
That's the point. I remember thinking about what is this guy talking about.
Well, team, I just want to send a shout out to you and your beautiful ladies.
I mean, not cool. Doesn't seem cool. That's all. Not gonna hang out with Mike.
I just love how he introduces himself and he's like, I'm the new coach of the Indiana men's basketball team. Nobody knows.
I guess I'm the coach of the Indiana.
The new coach of the Indiana Hoosier basketball team. And
then at the end, he's like, it'll be great to bring it back home to our great institution.
Just want to send a shout out to you and your beautiful ladies and wish you nothing but the best in your next game. Bring the title home. It'll be great for our great institution here. Good luck. Take care.
Good luck.
Take care.
See ya. Yeah. Tough hang.
I just wonder, did they do multiple takes and they just settled on beautiful ladies?
Couldn't have been. It had to be
Just
had to
one
be the
that, and
only
he
one.
was like, listen, that's all I got in me. Beautiful ladies.
Dakota says, what was that? Was that the creepy Batman voice? I'm Mike Woodson.
Indiana.
You're garbage. You kill for money. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna play golf with Mike Woodson. The Nebraska football players really are enjoying hanging out in caves, it seems like. And there's gonna be some sort of I don't know, they did like a teaser video yesterday and in a cave, or there's some
It wasn't even, it was like a football was in a cave.
I'm trying
and
to
they,
decide if it was
grabbed the football.
because I saw some players outside of the stadium yesterday with their uniforms, or they were like, waiting to go inside when I was over there for the press conference. So I guess they either this is CGI or they made a cave inside Memorial Stadium. I thought this was at the cave that we have. We have a cave.
We have a cave?
Yeah, we have a cave down at the, what did they call it? Cave? Robbers Cave.
Beats me.
Never seen it? Never
I've
heard of it?
never heard of Robbers Cave.
I don't know about access to it anymore because the place that you used to access it from, I believe, is closed.
Oh.
It used to be a brewery.
If Nebraska football wants to get into the cave, though,
they could probably get access to the cave.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're there. I don't know what the deal with the cave is, though. I'm confused about it.
I am too. I'm also there was talk or rumors about this is a alternate jersey thing
that has to do with caves.
They're taking pictures in their normal jerseys in the caves.
I hope they don't do a cave alternate jersey.
All black thing. I could see that. Like an all black uni.
What does that have to do with a cave?
It's dark colors. I don't feel like that's that bad of a take.
We're gonna need Rico's opinion on
New
this
team
one.
name.
Oh no.
A new team name. What
New
do you
team
mean?
name. I don't know, something to do with a cave, some type of ore digger. A miner of some sort.
What is an ore digger?
I don't know. A person that digs for ore. That is actually a mascot somewhere. That I did not just
for ore.
Yeah.
What is ore?
What's ore?
Ore? Like gold ore? Ore is the look it up. I don't know how to explain
looking
it.
at us like we're stupid.
Yeah, you guys don't know what ore is.
I don't know what ore is.
I don't know how to explain it, guy. I just know what ore is because I'm not an idiot.
Ore, a solid material from which a metal or valuable mineral can be extracted.
Minerable?
What's a minerable?
Mineral.
Mineral.
What did I say?
Minerable.
You say worse funny.
Yeah, no, when you were gone, I got flack for how I said Creighton.
Creighton.
I said Creighton.
You're weird.
Who just offered Jason Green the other day?
Creighton.
That's normal.
Well, now it is because he's thinking
I'm
about it.
self-conscious about it. Anyway, no, I've never heard ore.
You haven't? You're weird.
No.
All I know is Robbers Cave, the best cave, one of my favorite caves.
I saw that Austin Allen was like the only one for a while that had a caption with his.
Oh.
All the other ones were just posting photos. His said tunnel vision.
They're still doing that.
It's
you never seen Robbers Cave?
a state park.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's actual caves.
Just kidding. No, that's in Oklahoma. I apologize.
Goodness gracious.
That's the first one I put in Robbers Cave, Lincoln,
Yeah,
Nebraska.
I'm sure there's like a billion.
It says Robbers Cave State Park, Travel, Oklahoma.
People are not creative.
Wow.
I don't know about ore,
Okay.
but I do know about gold.
Tunnel vision. That's what they're doing. They're in a tunnel.
I guess I get that. Cave, tunnel,
Mhm.
same type of thing.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's a stretch.
Wet blanket. Who controls the caves?
Gophers.
Ore diggers.
The ore diggers.
Maybe if we are changing our name,
would we want to change
we're
it to the
changing
ore
our
diggers?
name to the cave dwellers
The Nebraska cave dwellers.
or the there you go, the miners.
Blind
like
spiders.
UTEP.
They're also, I think Colorado School of Mines is the miners.
They are
Or
because
mines.
again, not creative.
Something like that. Yeah.
Bats. Bats live in caves.
Eh.
I don't know, man.
We are changing our name. That's the official rumor that we're starting.
Yes.
Okay, great. You heard it here
Rico,
first.
Rico, if you're right about this, I'm sorry for everything I've ever said about you.
Terrible.
Yeah, Rico, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not either. It was I
Right
just
on the
kinda
board,
threw
applesauce.
something- No, that's not an applesauce. It's not applesauce.
Explain the applesauce bet. to
Go
me.
Big Cave. That's what Texter said. Go Big Cave.
The Nebraska Caves.
Yeah, we're just the caves. We're not what's in the cave.
Just the cave.
Go Big Or.
Go Big Rocks.
I didn't know
You
about
can
Or.
keep GBR. It'd just be Go Big Rocks.
I missed the cave. We got to get back. I don't know what's in that building now where Blue Blood used to be, but we got to get back in the caves.
We should.
It was a cool place.
We
They used to
ventured-
do like concerts down or like, little shows, I guess. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Robbers Cave.
Seems dangerous.
Interesting.
And back in the day, it used to be
I
like
feel
an
like-
actual place where people
Would rob.
It'd be like underground
Oh.
hangout spot.
Why didn't they
Like
call it Hangout
speakeasies?
Cave?
No, it wasn't that official. It was just like, the youths went down there
Did
to
you say it
hang
was a
out.
speakeasy?
It was somewhere hidden. That's just a lot of people just go and hang
Yeah,
out.
speakeasies exist now.
Dude,
again.
I feel like they're pretty fun.
No, yeah, speakeasies are back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just assume a speakeasy is just a hidden bar, not just a place that's a hidden.
I
place
didn't know
where
what
you hang out.
Robbers
a hidden
Cave
bar.
was.
Well, yeah, I know, but I was just
I didn't know what Robbers Cave was.
where
I didn't know-
robbers
I
go.
didn't know what it used to be.
They're still doing the tours, apparently, from Mr. Unlimited. Also, Dustin says time to ban Rico for this nonsense thought. I don't think this
Oh,
is a bad
'cause-
offense
yeah.
by Rico.
Okay, go. What's your? Why are they taking pictures in a cave?
And why is every
Random
player
texter?
posting them?
Granted, they look cool.
After like the third, I wasn't too excited about it.
They look fine. They look like they're in a
like,
cave.
yeah, like it's dark. Like the one that Travis
lighting is
Vokalek
cool.
just posted.
I'm going to be done talking about the
Also, we
cave
found
now.
Chancellor Brewington.
Yeah, Chancellor was
Chancellor
in the
Brewington
cave.
was in the cave.
Sir Chancellor McBrewington is in the cave.
Chester McBrewington. Say his name right.
Yeah, Chester. Sorry. Good one from Wet Blanket. Cave is what Frost teams do in 50-50 games. And Craig's finally, thank you. We needed this. Craig says, talk sports. We did need this. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was
Thank-
necessary.
Thank you, Rico.
I'm leaving now.
I appreciate your time as always. All right. Like I said, 402-464-5685. Thank you to Craig for grounding us. It needed to happen in that moment. Like I said, 4:00 text bag, 4:30, Thirsty Thursday. So I want to spend a few minutes on this. Can Trev Alberts help? I don't know if repair is the right word, but maybe reconnect in the relationship with the University of Nebraska and the city of Omaha. It does feel like over the years, since Nebraska hasn't been winning on the football field, things have separated at least a little bit. And let's give you Trev's, credentials so far on that. Now, I don't know if there was a specific moment where the relationship with UNL and Omaha, broke. I don't think there was. It just kind of dissipated, it feels like, over time. Trev, independent, and once again, I like saying Trev, so I'm going to say Trev as much as I possibly can. Trev, from reports that we've gotten, independently basically raised hundreds of millions of dollars for UNL. He talked to local boosters, businesses, whatever, and after the initial thing kind of went down, which was, hey, we're going to have to restructure this athletic department. We're going to have to change things up. Football and wrestling are going away. It's a really tough decision to make. And by the way, once again, I think I'm going to put that as a point in Trev's on Trev's scoreboard, because I like the fact that he's made tough decisions. I think that's a good thing, and that can apply to a job like this. But then after that, as they're laying out a vision for what UNO's athletic department is going to be in the future, Trev raised hundreds of $millions for UNO's athletic department. Matt Davison, as we know, spearheaded the money raising for Nebraska as it pertains to their new football facility that they're building, that Nebraska's project is going on right now. Can Trev go back to the same people, companies in Omaha, redirect attention back to UNL. These donors obviously care about UNL, but they're not just UNO. Like I don't really know anybody, Nick, that's just a UNO person. You know what I mean? Usually there's overlap, whether it's with Creighton in Omaha or whether it's with Nebraska in Omaha. I think Trev is going to have an easier a clear inroad to walk into those doors and say, look, this is what we need. We need booster, big booster help back at Nebraska. Because as I've seen that may have grown thinner and thinner and thinner over the years. And then if you really want to stretch it, there's the second piece too. There's the recruiting piece of it. And maybe Trev can kind of help spearhead that with being in the community in Omaha for so long, knowing how it operates, having a lot of Omaha kids on their rosters over the years, knowing how that's dealt with. Now it's not, high profile stuff. It's not high profile recruiting, but just with those two pieces added on to everything else, this is the point. The more and more I think about this, the more and more I like it. I just like what he brings to the table in terms of his skill set, what he is good at, what he has done in his past. And I think I like how it applies to Nebraska for this specific situation.
I think I agree with you because the theme that I got yesterday was that he takes relationships very seriously. And he thinks that relationships are the key to being successful, whether it's the trust factor, whether it's keeping people accountable. Because we saw yesterday that the whole excuses won't fly with Trev Alberts thing.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, that's good what you want to see. So then when you were talking about going back to those same people and having relationships, you feel like he's generally likable. And so that will help here in Lincoln. One thing that I look at, this is just a couple years old, is that I think he was the main person that raised all the money for their new baseball and softball complex.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which I think it was like $23 or $24 million worth. And at a place like UNO, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They don't have the funds and the access to, or the
there's
the access.
That's the thing. There's money in Omaha, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
He just had to find a way to direct it to
UNO instead of UNL,
which
or
that's a hard
Creighton.
task. Creighton, yeah.
Dang it.
That's that one was weird.
That's my bad.
That one was weird. That's a tough task. That's not easy to do. So I think he brought instant credibility to that job, to that university. Off the text line, we get this, and we'll get into this a little bit later in the other conversation I want to have about it. Texture says, Trev could raise $100 millions for UNO, but couldn't raise enough money to keep the football and wrestling programs. So you say he's all about the athlete, but it doesn't appear that way to me. Look, the way he explained it, and I'll be honest with you, hand in the air, I don't know about the intricacies of how that went. That's part of the reason we've been talking to people from Omaha who know it a little better over the last couple of days today. I tried to get Dirk Chatlin on the show, and he's out of town on vacation, so we'll do that another time too. But just try to get the intricacies of what happened at UNO. And I bet there will probably be some reporting and stories done over the next couple of weeks and people talking to Trev about really how that whole thing went. But how he explained it to us yesterday in the brief moment that he talked about it off to the side was that they were doing that. That was a move they felt like they had to make to save the athletic department as a whole at the time. They were not in a position to go out into the community and ask for huge sums of money at that point because they didn't, UNO's athletic department wasn't that yet. It wasn't there. So then you eventually transition over to Division I. You have these grand ideas, but you need to look like the teams in your conference. And previously, UNO had been a Division II school. They didn't look like it. They were playing in the SAP Fieldhouse. They were playing baseball at Boys Town or like random high school fields across the area. Mm-hmm. So what did Trev do? They have the best facility in the league as far as baseball is concerned, and certainly as far as basketball is concerned as well. So they're now on par with that. And the move to D1 allowed them the opportunity to kind of get in those doors. That was a big, long plan that they had to really think about, envision, and then go through and execute. And like, I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it, rather than, once again, the guy who cut football and wrestling.
Yeah, I also look at it this way, and it's been talked about a little bit, is that he's a guy that is not afraid to make tougher decisions.
Yeah.
And that's respectable also. And yeah, like you were about to say, it's not his call on, he's just the guy that has to relay that message.
That was the way they felt like they had to go to save the athletic department. Steve says this on the text line: saving the wrestling program and football program was never on the table for Trev. His goal was preventing UNO from becoming a trade school or a commuter school or whatever it is. And he sure as hell did that. He did a good job. UNO is in a way different. Now, the financial implications of being at UNO is always going to be tough. We're not dealing with TV money that Nebraska gets, the stabs that Nebraska houses, the revenue that Nebraska gets from their fans, from merchandise sales, stuff like that. It's just not the same type of thing. But so you're always working on a much, much, much thinner margin at UNO, but he turned them into a respectable Summit League school. And when he got there, it was, read the column today in the World Herald by Tom Chattel. He kind of details it a little bit, the position that UNO was in when he got there. And it looks like a completely different place now. That's how I choose to see it, though. So once again, I want to hear from you guys, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show. Just tell me why you don't like the hire. Do you not like it because of the optics? Because he's the guy who doesn't have that much experience at this level, because he came from UNO and he cut both of those two programs, right? Because I haven't and if you don't like it for that reason, that's okay. If you're only thinking about the optics, I get it. He's the UNO AD, the experience is a factor. We're hiring in the family, but I haven't heard a reason for why this effectively won't work. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit later in the show. We'll do that. We'll take a quick break here, come back, more up next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Koppel, you can shop online for the most affordable crossovers, SUVs, cars, and trucks. They have new Chevrolet and GMC or used inventory, all at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Sean Callahan, and before I got my car at Koppel, I shopped online at koppelcars.com. I found a vehicle I liked, then I drove that money-saving mile to Koppel in Louisville. You should too. It was just minutes from I-80 or at koppelcars.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Did you know that Myers Cork and Bottle is still open for walk-in business, but is now also offering citywide delivery? Learn more or place your order by calling 476-1518. And be sure to listen to Thirsty Thursday with Myers Cork and Bottle every Thursday at 4:30 on The Drive.
Hi, Andy Neal of Cartridge World. We are not a big box store that sells everything and specializes in nothing. Cartridge World is your local expert when it comes to streamlining office printing and scanning. No big box can match our proven no-cost lease program. We customize solutions that supply you with multifunction printers and all the required service just for buying cartridge roll, ink, and toner at a 30% savings. Call for a no-cost consultation, 464-3455, or go online to cartridgeworld.com.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Where can you get a straightforward loan for a new set of wheels? Liberty First. Liberty First Credit Union looks at things differently. No hidden charges or early prepayment penalties, and rates as low as 1.98% APR. Talk to a lender who's here for people, not for profits. People like you. Liberty First Credit Union. Thinking with purpose. Rates may vary depending on year and miles. Subject to credit approval. Not available for current LFCU loans. See Liberty First Credit Union for details.
Is our internet down again? That's the question you hear around the office when you experience an outage with outdated communication services. Allo knows businesses need reliable internet to keep everything moving. This is why Tammy Stevenson of the Bridge Behavioral Health switched to Allo.
Expedient and reliable service is critical because we provide care to our clients 24/7. We're just very, very appreciative of Allo service.
To get a free quote, switch today. Visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Get your vehicle ready for summer driving with our no-cost, no-obligation courtesy inspection. We'll check your brakes, belts, hoses, fluid, suspension, tires, and more. It's absolutely free. And drive away with extra savings, too, with a $70 reward card after submission when you buy 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. You've got a lot going on this summer. Getting there should be the easy part.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Connor Happer, Nick Sandert with you this afternoon. You're on The Drive 93.7, The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, I have some stuff for you here.
Oh,
so MLB draft is over.
Yes.
MLB.com put together some fun little snippets on draft oddities, right? We didn't have as many this year. There's usually 40 or 50 rounds in the MLB draft, but guys will get drafted and, you know, they have barely played baseball before.
Yeah.
You know, football players will get draft, stuff like that. So we didn't have as much of that this year, but there still was some fun ones. And I'm going to read a few to you here. Let's start with this one. Maybe some of you have heard about this one. Darren Baker, the Nationals drafted Darren Baker out of Cal, 10th round, 293rd overall. Darren Baker is most known for being the guy that JT Snow swooped up in the 2002 World Series. You don't remember this probably. You were too young.
Was maybe a year old.
So the 2002 World Series, the Angels and the Giants are playing. JT Snow scores. I believe it was it was a big run, maybe the tying or the go-ahead run in a late World Series game. And the bat boy, who was about up to people's knees tall, somehow was like on the field, and he was like, you know, around home plate at the time JT Snow crossed home plate, and JT Snow calmly just scooped him up and took him to the dugout as he scored this run. The bat boy was Dusty Baker's son, Darren Baker, who was then drafted in this draft.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm watching the video right now, actually. Oh, there he is. That's awesome.
Yeah. Is it his son or is it his grandson? I can't exactly. I think it was his son.
Yeah, it's his son, it says.
Okay, so that's a good one. We have, let's go here. Samuel Mendez out of Cisco Junior College in Texas, 20th round, 597th overall. The Brewers ended the MLB draft with a half-court heave at the buzzer. The thing about Milwaukee's 21st and final selection is not just that 6'7" Samuel Mendez spent most of his life playing basketball in the Dominican Republic, but that he's 28 years old, making Mendez, a right-handed pitcher, the oldest player on record to have ever been drafted.
When did he go?
The 20th round.
That explains it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
28 years old.
You talk about experience.
Life experience, anyway.
That reminds me of like Brandon Whedon.
Yes.
At Oklahoma State. I will never forget the time when Nebraska was playing Oklahoma State.
He did it in reverse.
Yeah.
So he played baseball first and then went back to college to play football.
I will never forget Brandon Whedon. He was playing Nebraska and he was like 20 some years old. And
Yes.
I'm like,
Yep.
who knew?
And then when he went into the NFL as a
Yeah.
rookie, he was like 30.
Yeah.
Chase Lee out of the University of Alabama, 6th-round draft pick. Lee didn't originally intend to play baseball when he arrived at Alabama, choosing to attend the school for aerospace engineering. After failing to initially crack the team as a walk-on, Lee converted to a sidearm pitcher and played for the school's club team, where he had a .21 ERA and was named a Rawlings National Club Baseball Association first-team All-American. Lee would soon make the varsity club, being dubbed the Viper for his sidearm delivery, and in his 3 years at Alabama, he had a 1.87 ERA, the lowest career ERA in program history.
That's impressive.
Club baseball.
Club baseball, Nebraska has a good one.
Do they?
They have a very good one. I have a couple buddies that play on it.
Is it
They
like
are very good.
Can anybody just go in and play?
Yeah, you try out. You have to try
Okay.
out. You make the team.
So
But,
they have
like,
a pretty good team.
Yeah, they like go to like Mississippi and stuff, and they
Okay.
play. They're very good. Sidearm's tricky because, as you know, Happer, you have to like your whole body has to go down sideways.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't destroy
It
your
doesn't
arm.
ruin your arm. Yeah.
Because like obviously when you're turned, it's like a normal throwing.
This happens a lot. Guys, pitchers especially recreate themselves completely. I mean,
That's crazy.
They whether it's they flame out at the major league level or they flame out even at the college level. It's like I need to do something different. And this guy's obviously smart enough, aerospace engineering major, right?
Yeah.
He just decided, I'm gonna throw sidearm. Figure it out that way. So that one was pretty cool. Jacob Steinmetz,
I think I saw this,
was drafted in the 3rd round, 77th overall. Jacob Steinmetz is the first known practicing Orthodox Jewish player to be taken in the Major League Draft. So part of that is that he, with his religion, he stays kosher and he observes the Sabbath.
Yeah, so he can't play on Sunday.
He will not ride in a car, bus, or airplane from sundown Friday to sunset Saturday. But he's already said that he's going to play during those days. Some players won't, some people in the religion won't. He decided that he's going to, but he will abide and that he will not ride in a car, bus, or airplane Friday or Saturday.
That is insane.
3rd round draft pick.
I mean,
the dude abides.
Do you have to let your religion be known?
I don't think so.
I just wonder how they keep track of that.
I don't know. I mean, I assume that's a piece like that comes up in the pre-draft process. Like, hey, here's something you got to know about me.
I can't travel Friday and
it's,
Saturday.
It's a little different, but it's like, oh, okay,
imagine
whatever.
Steinmetz just rolling up to the field like on horseback.
Theo Denlinger out of Bradley. He was a 7th round pick. Denlinger is a 25-year-old who is close to getting his master's in business administration from Bradley. He's an accomplished blacksmith, selling his wares through his personal Instagram account. Has been adopted by the Lakota Sioux as Buffalo Boy. No kidding. His teammates on the Madison Mallards of the Northwoods League call him Grandpa, but his age is not an issue to Denlinger. He has a fastball known to hit in the high 90s, even getting to 100 with Madison, although Denlinger isn't sure of the accuracy of those speed gun readings. He was adopted by the Lakota Sioux.
So I looked up Buffalo Boy.
Yes.
In Lakota Sioux.
Tatanka
Yotanka.
Tatanka Hakshila.
Oh,
that's what it says on here. Anyway,
I just wonder what that means.
Buffalo Boy, I think.
Well, yes.
I don't know. Yeah,
I wonder what honor that is.
I have no idea. And also, Levi David out of Northwestern State was drafted in the 9th round. Before coming a Mets draftee with big league aspirations, Levi David could have been an Olympic swimmer. A Texas State champion in the 50-yard freestyle, David's personal best time was 20.4, a mere tenths off the minimum needed to qualify for the Olympic trials. Given a chance to train full-time for that event, David believes he could have made a run at the Olympic team. Instead, he chose baseball, where he used one of the best curveballs in the country to strike out over 15 batters per 9. the third highest mark in the country. Olympic swimmer, potential
15
Olympic swimmer.
strikeouts
Per nine.
averaging
per 9.
That's insane. That's good.
Northwestern State. Yeah.
Well,
Draft oddities. They're fun.
I did not know those were existed. I didn't know there was like a list.
Yeah, there's a list. I saw it today. I was like, this is cool. I'm going to talk about this. That's
Glad
the
we
beauty
did.
of having a radio show.
It sure is. Especially in July.
And I needed you in here to say, oh, that's cool.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to Buffalo Boy either.
You did correct. You did correct. Yeah.
I can't just make something stupid up
I watched the video of the kid Steinmetz, who was an Orthodox.
Yes, I saw that one.
So they're in the living room, and he's like a 3rd round pick. Everybody's super happy. But they're all, wearing yarmulkes and stuff and doing the whole thing. If you go, I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and you'll see like
Lots
a
of them?
high concentration. Yeah.
Of yarmulkes?
No, I mean yarmulkes, yes, but like real, and I don't know what the actual term is for it, but like the people who walk around in like they have the black top hats and the long hair, like
It looks like Amish.
Yeah, they look Amish almost. Yeah. Like you'll see that. I was in an area in Brooklyn where there was just like a high concentration of that. And I was like, where am I? What's going on?
Okay, talking about Amish people. Have you seen the TikTok?
I also drove through Pennsylvania where I saw a bunch of Amish people.
There's this guy on TikTok. He's like 18 years old, 20 years old, and he created one of the ball returns for the basketball. So he shoots it, goes into like this net that he made. It's like a bucket. Falls into a bucket. He yanks a string.
Nice.
And the ball just comes back to him.
Love it.
It's fascinating.
You got to get creative if you have limitations.
I agree.
Got to get creative. Let's take a quick break. Rico's in next for What's Poppin' on the Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course.
Ow! God! Ow! Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Did you know that Myers Cork and Bottle is still open for walk-in business, but is now also offering citywide delivery? Learn more or place your order by calling 476-1518. And be sure to listen to Thirsty Thursday with Myers Cork and Bottle every Thursday at 4:30 on The Drive.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We'll only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now through July 16th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Tired of home workouts falling flat? 1 and 2 and whoa, whoa, whoa! Make your workout a win with tons of equipment and our clean and spacious clubs. And use the crowd meter in our app for the best time to visit. Your fitness is essential. Join in club or at planetfitness.com for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Hurry, deal ends July 16th. Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
Get ready to set, spike, and ace with City of Lincoln Volleyball Leagues this fall. Register early during the week of July 12th through the 18th and get an early registration discount to save money. Or gather the team and register by mid-August. Women's and co-ed leagues available. Leagues play an 8-game season plus a double elimination tournament. And a reminder, registrations close for adult fall kickball on July 25th and adult fall softball on July 18th. Get more info and register at teamsideline.com/LincolnNE or call 402-441-7892.
What's on the program for this fine day?
I insist that Pop's the sound. The best is missed unless Pop's around. What's up?
What's going on?
What's crack-a-lackin', bro?
What's poppin'?
Yo, yo, yo! Pop, pop!
On the Drive with Connor Happer.
It is What's Poppin'. Rico will join us here momentarily. You seen the drama going around with Travis Kelce? Well, that drama's strong. Travis Kelce?
I have not.
So there is some debate, and I think this started with his brother talking about it today, Jason, who plays for the Eagles. But his last name may be Kels.
Ooh.
But even I'm looking. I was just watching a video before the break here. He wasn't even sure. Like he said his dad's side says Kels, but he goes by both because people call him Kels as a nickname. But also they call him Kelce. So there's no real clarity on this here, but we may have been saying Travis Kelce's name wrong the entire time.
That was going to be the first thing I opened with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was, but it's fine.
What do you think that we should call him, Rico? Hey, you're not on the Rico cam.
I'm not, because it's pointed that way.
Pointed that way.
Oh, I guess we could point it this way, but
because I think I'm going to call him Kelce still, because that's what I've been calling him. I guess
this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, if you just bend yours a little bit, it might work.
It's too hard.
Okay,
they're both going on me now.
Oh, you're special.
Should I put them both on?
Yeah. You should turn the other one on. Unescapable. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call him Kelce because
but like, if your name is Travis Kelce, people probably call you Kels.
Yeah,
right. She's like, hey, Kels, what's going on?
What about Trav?
Trav, just like Trev.
Dude, every time you called the new AD Trev, I think his name should be Trevor, and you're just like childhood friends with him, and you're just like, yeah, Trev.
It does,
but his name is Trev, and it bothers me.
That's an easy inroad. It does make you feel like you're cool with him, and he has that type of personality. Like he makes you feel welcome. Like so now he's Trev, R-A-D. Like, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, like it bothers me. It's not like a bad bite. It's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like the guy is in charge of an athletic department and people are just calling him Trev. Like,
I mean, like he's a pretty famous guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
like it's fine. Like
played
it's fine.
in the NFL. He's great for Nebraska. He was on TV.
Yeah.
He's just Trev to me.
It's just so weird.
It's just my guy, Trev.
What else would we call him?
I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that you call him anything else.
Saying, yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird because like you were talking about him. You're like, yeah, Trev does this and this and this. And I go, who the heck is? Oh, that's the AD.
Here's the thing. Also, if his name was Trevor, I don't know if we'd say Trevor does
Trevor Alberts.
We would call him Alberts.
We would call him Alberts.
Yeah.
TA.
That's just crazy.
Trev Alberts, great name. It's just a great name.
Trevor Alberts sounds
worse.
Weird.
I'm glad his full name isn't Trevor. Yeah. As we found out yesterday, his God-given name is Trev.
What if it was like something just completely out of left field, like Trevonomu?
Trevathius?
Yeah, something weird like that. He's like, yeah, I just got my Trev.
That'd be funnier, but
I would say Trevathius.
Trevonomu.
Yeah, something like that. All right, Rico, what else?
Australia renames shark attacks negative encounters to dispel man-eating monster perception. What happened to your leg? I had a negative encounter with a shark.
But that's good though, because how many times do you think a shark attack, quote unquote, ends in, like, how many times do you think it's just a shark encounter? You could have an encounter with a shark and not have any damage.
Yeah, but I feel like that's when people say that I encountered a shark. They're not like, I got attacked by a shark.
So
a shark attack is usually when the shark bites you.
I don't know if this is the right way to go, because what I feel like we should probably be saying as society, as public, even in Australia, is that you should stay away from the sharks. They are dangerous, and you don't want to have encounters with them at all.
No negative encounters.
It feels like it's another way for the sharks to get in, if they're not being, like, we should fear sharks, right? Yeah, we should be afraid.
Technically, a shark attack is just a shark defending its home. You're invading its house.
Correct, which
So-
is why we should be afraid of it.
It's your fault.
Like, if you break into somebody's house, you should be afraid of that.
Yes.
That's why you don't do it.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Is it possible for like a shark? Never mind. I'm not gonna
No. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Keep going.
Indulge yourself.
Nick, come on. This is a safe space.
Is it?
It's not. But
It's
go.
not. Yeah.
This is a perfect preamble to the text bag.
Is it possible to be attacked by a shark but not be injured?
Yes.
How?
Like a shark attacks you, but it
Say
bites
it-
your
say-
surfboard.
say that question again.
Is it possible to be attacked by a shark but not injured? More up next.
I don't know.
Yes, it is completely possible.
Let's get inside. Let's get further inside this thought from Nick.
Like, I just wonder, like a whale, you're able to get attacked and eaten by a whale, but spit out.
Because it didn't eat you.
Because it didn't eat me. But I wonder, is there something similar with a shark? Because they have the teeth and not bristles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you get eaten by a shark, you're done.
I'm not saying you have to get eaten.
It's a whale shark.
I'm asking, is it
Is it possible to have an encounter with a
No,
shark?
it's not an encounter, because an encounter we just discussed is you see it down the way in the ocean. And
Well, an
you
encounter
don't
could be the
touch it.
shark just boop hits you with its nose and then swims away. A shark can attack. If you're on a
They
surfboard.
can take a bite out of you. You'll be fine.
Well, that's injury.
No, I'm telling you, if you're on a surfboard, a shark attacks you. You jumped off the board. It bites the board, swims away. You didn't get
Perfect.
injured, but guess
It's
what?
still a shark
It was
attack.
attacking.
Thank you, Rico.
Tim asks, why do we let Nick talk?
Listen,
Because
I've been
of-
here since November.
Because
I've
of
asked that question every single
Because
day.
of moments like that.
Because of exactly what just happened.
If you let Nick think for any amount of time, it's a bad deal.
It is. I will admit that. I'm just a curious person.
I love it. Just keep talking. Keep saying things.
What's next, Rico?
Free heroin, cocaine, and meth handed out outside the Vancouver Police Department.
Okay, why?
It's a trap.
Advocates for a safe supply of drugs handed out heroin, cocaine, and meth outside the police department.
Cocaine.
The city councilor, along with members of the Drug User Liberation Front, DULF, and the Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users, VANDU, distributed the free drugs outside the police department.
What are you guys' thoughts on Canada?
Weird place.
I'm interested in it.
It's very large, but everybody lives like super close to the border.
If I were to tell you, because I looked this up because the Salt Dogs are playing Winnipeg. Now they're not playing in Winnipeg because
Boo.
they can't really play there, so they're playing in like Mississippi or something
Is
like that.
Canada still not allowing sports?
How far do you think Winnipeg is from here? If you were to drive from Winnipeg,
Winnipeg. That is more central, south central Canada.
I'm not going to tell you that.
I'm going to say it's a whopping 12 hours.
I'm going to say like 17.
It's 9.
Oh.
Canada?
It's 9. That's only 9 hours, just a little over 9 hours from here. How about that? It's just north of North Dakota.
North Dakota's
When
a
I
boring
thought
drive.
Winnipeg's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to Winnipeg. I'm thinking like Alaska, way up there. It's cold all the time. There's no summer. Winnipeg, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Dude, I'm telling you, all of Canada lives like the southernmost part of Canada. Like North Canada is just trees and cold. There's no people up there.
No, yeah, but the people live in South Canada, and it's kind of nice there.
Yeah, like it's decent.
Ever been to Canada?
Nope. Never been out of the country.
As a family, as a kid on one of our road trips, we drove. You drive when you go across from Detroit, you end up. I can't remember the name of the town, but we drove kind of across and all the way up toward. We ended up in a place called London, Ontario, Canada. We stayed in Ontario. I'm scared of the other provinces.
Why are you scared of the other provinces?
I don't know. It just feels colder.
Ontario not cold.
Seems like the most American of the Canadian provinces, right?
I don't know.
Like, I would love to go to Manitoba.
I
would love to go to Saskatchewan. I would love to go to all these places.
Saskatchewan.
But I would have to mentally prepare myself in order to do so. I wasn't
Give
ready.
me the provinces
wasn't ready at the
of
time.
Canada, Nick.
I'm working on it here.
I need to know.
I feel like Quebec, Montreal would be chill.
Maybe it would be
Okay,
chill.
so we got Ontario,
Yeah.
Quebec,
Yeah.
Nova Scotia,
Yes.
New Brunswick, Manitoba, British Columbia, Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Newfoundland.
Alberta sounds
cold.
Maybe.
I saw an Alberta license plate in Lincoln today.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's where they have 2 hockey teams, Edmonton and Calgary.
Texter says Quebec sucks, or as they call, well, they speak only French, right?
French Canadian?
And it's Quebec.
Quebec.
Mhm.
Quebec.
I would like to go to Toronto, actually.
Adam says Montreal is the Vegas of Canada.
Whoa.
Wow. Emmett's shaking his head.
Emmett, how do you know this?
He's a big Quebec guy. Get him in.
Get in here.
Emmett,
Get in here, Emmett.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm interested. This man knows a lot about a lot of
I
things.
said Vegas is the Quebec is the Vegas of Canada, Emmett was like, yes. Please explain.
So I took French in high school. I have a French teacher that traveled, and so he went to Quebec, and he's been all over Canada, and he said Quebec is nuts.
Quebec is lit.
Especially Montreal. He said Montreal is just insane. You don't want to.
I
It
want to go to
catches you off
Montreal.
guard a little bit, especially in hockey season.
Okay.
Should we make
maybe
should
we're going.
we make a trip to Montreal?
Yeah, well, let's all go.
I don't know, guys. Look at the picture.
Oh,
That looks pretty
gorgeous.
sweet.
What's the summer climate like?
It's like 70s probably.
I could deal with 70s. It'd be a
Climate.
nice reprieve.
The climate.
I feel like Canada, well, I don't know. It's in
Okay.
Celsius.
Summers are warm to hot with a daily maximum average of 26 to 27 degrees Celsius.
Now you got to convert it.
That is-
79 to 81 degrees Fahrenheit.
Perfect.
Phenomenal.
Give that to me. Yes.
in July.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Happer is made for Canada.
Next
Yeah.
week isn't busy enough. We're going next week.
Let's do Canada in the summer.
Yeah, nothing's going on next week. We can all leave for Canada,
Yeah, no, I not like everybody's going to be here and everything. So
especially towards the end of the week. Yeah,
yeah, everybody will
Death
be here.
Day.
we'll all be here.
Death Day is
There,
next week.
fair warning. There is one day next week where nobody's going to be here, and I don't know how we did that, but there is a day next week
I
where
don't
that
know what we're gonna
exists.
do.
Just be prepared. That's all we're gonna
I
say.
I don't know. I was thinking more about it. I'm like, I don't know what's going to
It's going to
happen.
be a lot of you.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Why do we let Nick talk? That guy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's just more Nick thoughts. Hey, have you ever? Is it possible to get eaten by a shark?
I did not
But
say
not
eaten,
get
but
hurt.
not eaten by a shark at the same time. That was you just now. All right, 4 o'clock.
Nick's thoughts
Death
are what
Day.
I would. Nick's thoughts are what I would believe Sippa would be like. Hi.
I think Nick is going to be a star at the text bag.
Ooh.
I think this will be good for
You
him.
think so?
So send us a text 402-464-5685. Text bag up next on the drive.
Follow Connor and Robbie on Twitter
I give a rat's about Twitter.
at Connor Happer at R.A. Lula.
I don't know. I don't manage my Twitter.
You're listening to The Drive.
Keep your home comfort system running efficiently with ESP from Bryant. Get total system checks twice each year and never pay overtime on service calls. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
It's Thursday, so head to the Fox Bar and Grill for $7.99 flatbreads, all flavors. Plus, it's bike night at 7 p.m. for bicyclists and motorcyclists, and you can get the party started with $3 Jack Fire and $2.50 Tall Boys. Plus, don't forget all-you-can-eat pizza today and every weekday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., plus a dinner salad for just $10.99. The Fox has new ownership. Come and see what great service and great food looks like. Stop by the Fox Bar and Grill today, just south of 14th and Pine Lake at 1245 Libra Drive.
Right now in Nebraska, over 150 AmeriCorps members are using their talent and passion to make our communities better. AmeriCorps is all about overcoming the challenges our country faces through compassion and teamwork. And the best part, every AmeriCorps adventure is unique. Find out what AmeriCorps can be for you by starting your own adventure today. Learn more about AmeriCorps programming in Nebraska by checking out Serve Nebraska on social media. Sponsored by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus, as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Details of new Husker Athletic Director Trev Alberts' contract have been released. Alberts will sign a 5-year deal and be paid $800,000 each year. While at UNO in 2020, Alberts got paid $255,000 per year, meaning the 50-year-old will receive a $545,000 raise at Nebraska. In college football, Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables is locked in with the Tigers through 2026 after signing a deal that will pay him $2.5 million a year and make him the highest paid assistant in college football by a wide margin. The Milwaukee Bucks have tied the series up at 2 games apiece after their 109-103 win over Phoenix last night. Chris Middleton dropped 40 points to lead Milwaukee in the win, while Giannis grabbed 14 rebounds to go along with his 26 points. Game 5 from Phoenix is scheduled for Saturday night. 2 Major League teams return from the All-Star break this evening. The Red Sox and Yankees square off from the Bronx at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And lastly, the Open Championship began very early this morning from England. Louis Oosthuizen currently leads the field at 6 under, while Jordan Spieth is tied for second at 5 under par. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here. It's 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive. Coming at you live from the Copple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Welcome back in. 4 o'clock hour, The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Kevin Meyer from Myers Corcoran is going to join in a little bit for Thirsty Thursday, but now it is Thursday. It is 4 o'clock. It is time for the text bag. Send us a text 402-464-5685 on the Sartor Heyman text line. Let's do it now.
Text bag. Ooh. Every Thursday they go through the text bag. Ooh.
All right, here we go. Once again, 402-464-5685. Curtis Cable account asks details on Ribfest again, please. Okay, sure.
If you insist.
Weird way to start text bag, but let's do it. Dylan's Auto Ribfest at Playmakers Bar and Grill is Saturday at 1. The doors open at 1, and the ribs will be served from 1:30 to 8. You can get tickets at Playmakers Bar and Grill on Saturday or at www.tix.com, or you call Jake, other Jake, not our Jake, 402-960-9165. You get tickets, and then you get a rib pass at the event. That's the details. That's what I have anyway.
Boom.
Hopefully that answers your question.
You're welcome.
All right. Drumstick, what are your thoughts on implementing the fullback into Frost's offense? Yant has the size, and it just makes sense at Nebraska to have a fullback. I'll say this, Drumstick. Yant very well could be like Nebraska's running back, or like one of Nebraska's running back. So I'm not going to make him the fullback for a position that doesn't really exist in this offense. I like the wrinkles that they threw in. It's just not going to be, a long. I can, maybe this will hold you over. I can see a day where we go we come back around full circle in college football, and teams are finding their edge with ultimate power, because we've really gone on the speed side. Maybe there's a day not too far away where we come full circle on college football, and it's all about power and running guys over and stuff like that. Maybe. But generally, always, if you have the power speed combination, that is going to help you out.
It works pretty well that way.
You could do that and have the speed piece of it as well. So, sorry.
No fullbacks.
Whatever. Just win.
Nick says whatever, just win. Okay.
If that's what's going to take to win, have it.
Oh, okay. So you're team fullback.
Are you pro power eye?
What do you think it takes to win?
Yeah, Nick. No, keep thinking. I like this.
A mixture of power and strength.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So is that a fullback?
speed.
Do we do a little fullback?
Sure.
I thought you said power.
little
and strength.
fullback.
I know. I said power
Like
and
they weren't the
strength,
same
so
thing.
I corrected myself.
He just wants all power.
Why do we let me talk?
Just strong.
There's a restaurant in Winnipeg called Freckle Finger Luggage Lounge. It's got the best frog cakes in
What?
Canada.
So many words. I have no
Freckle
idea.
finger?
Freckle Finger Luggage Lounge.
Frog cakes.
Interesting.
There's so much going on there, and
Frog
I'm
cakes,
interested.
huh? Frog cakes definitely sounds like a Florida thing.
Sounds like a Louisiana thing.
Yeah, something like that. Southern.
Like a deep south thing.
Yeah.
Backwoodsy,
Yeah.
Cajun.
There's some backwoods in Canada, that's for sure. You get a little bit of that in the northern parts of the United States. Did you ever watch Making a Murderer?
No, I did not.
Really? Yeah.
Backwoods.
Really?
That's all you- that's
Upper
all you need.
Wisconsin, yeah. Manitowoc. Would you rather look like a child and act like an adult, or look like an adult and act like a child? Nick loves this question.
I think it would be look like a child, act like an adult.
You'd be the best child.
Yeah.
Do you want to be the best child or the worst adult?
I think I want to be the best child.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rico.
I mean, you already look like an adult and act like a child.
I was waiting for. I didn't know if it was going to be you or me.
Both
I didn't
of
want
you
to.
guys.
I didn't want to say.
Maybe all of
Both
us.
you guys.
Yeah.
I look like a child.
No, you look
You
like
look
an
like an
adult.
adult.
I look like
and
an
act like
adult.
a child.
And act like a child.
If I
There's
shave,
that.
I look like a child and act like a child. So
I want to see you with a buzz cut.
okay,
Good.
Yeah. Are you? Are you?
I'm not gonna do it, but okay.
Oh, okay. Please shout out Cloud Storage Corp. Shout out Cloud
You're welcome.
Storage
We just
Corp.
did.
There you go. Dang it.
I am once again wondering what Bach does for a living.
So are we.
He's a dad.
I have made it a personal like priority to not ask because I just think it's funny if we don't know.
I like not knowing.
I really think it's funny if we don't know. He does stuff.
Sometimes Rachel will ask me. She goes, "So what does Bach do?" I go, "I don't know."
Yeah.
She's like, "You worked with him, and he comes in all the time. Like you don't ask him." I go,
I just think
No.
it's I just think the image, the mental image of like we can call on Bach whenever we want to. It's almost like he just like lives in a corner here.
Yeah.
Like I love that idea.
"Yes."
That's really fun.
Bach just has his own room here that we call him. We're like, "Hey, you ready to go?" And he goes, "Yep." Kicks the door down. He's ready.
Texter Happer, you were out east when I asked this question a couple weeks ago, but would love your answer. Would you rather fight? These always start this way. Would you rather fight a chicken to the death every time you get in a car for the rest of your life, or have to fight one single chimpanzee to death once a year for the rest of your life, except for you're armed with a sword to fight the chimpanzee?
So Ravi said the chimpanzee because it's just once,
Yeah, I get in the car too much.
and he has a sword. I said the chickens because it'd be very easy to kill them, and you'd have food. And if you didn't want to eat it, you could just toss it out.
Yeah,
It's
there would
biodegradable.
there would be no threat of death with the chicken, but that's not how I'd want to live. I wouldn't want to fight a chick. I wouldn't want to kill a chicken every day, multiple times a day. Sometimes you're in a rush. You got to get in the car. Sometimes you're really clean, right? You're going to a wedding. You're going to an event. This is not my chicken killing clothes. But at least when the,
Do you have
do you
chicken killing
know
clothes?
do you know when the chimpanzee is going to be
No.
there?
We determined that you do not know.
That's a problem.
You should
then.
always have to have a
The
sword.
chimp, the chimp shows up with the sword, tosses it to you, and then you fight.
I lean toward that, but I really don't want to do either. of them.
My thing
And I
is,
guess
like-
that's the point.
Yeah,
but-
my thing is like if you swing the sword at the chimp and you miss, and the chimp gets a hold of you, it's kind of over.
Shout out to the receiving department at Cloud Storage Corp. Yep.
They're all just in the warehouse. Yeah,
that's us.
What would Fake Sipple say if Alberts adds booze to Memorial Stadium? I don't know Fake Sipple's thoughts on that.
I think he's sleeping right now.
He might say that you have to be careful. He might say that, something like that.
Seems like something he would say.
Just it's there's a lot of pros and
I was
cons.
to say he would give no context. He'd be like, "You just got to be careful."
Yeah, I like it, I guess. There's a lot to consider.
Things could go
I actually don't know
wrong.
Sipple's thoughts on the alcohol thing in general. I really don't know. Hey, it's Jared in Hayes, Kansas. Could you shout out the receiving department at Cloud Storage Corp?
I love how we're getting more information with each text.
So now we know that there is at least one person named Jared
In Hayes, Kansas,
in the receiving department
of Cloud Storage
at
Corp.
Cloud Storage Corp.
Okay.
So shout out to all those people. I hope this is
Yeah.
we're covering the whole thing, not just Jared, but all the people that Jared works
But you should all thank
in the
Jared
receiving
your
department,
shout
not the
out.
shipping department.
No.
We hate
Get out
the
of
shipping
here.
department.
Shipping
Only the receiving department.
and every other department. Get out of here.
Claytonia John says turkey bacon is gross and un-American. What do you guys think?
I don't think I've ever had turkey bacon.
Turkey sausage is good.
Like I wouldn't like.
I'm
I
not
don't
as
buy
fi-
it for myself.
I'm
so.
not as fired up about bacon as some of you guys are.
I don't think bacon's like great.
I
like
bacon.
I like bacon. I really enjoy eating it. I'm not some people make like their personalities like I love bacon, you know? It's not a personality trait to like bacon. You just like bacon, and that's okay.
There's people
you don't have to like be about it.
It's not a personality trait, but I do love bacon.
That's fine. That's cool.
There's people that
I
are
don't,
like,
I don't need to have bacon on everything. I don't need to have everything bacon wrapped. We don't need to put bacon on a pedestal.
I'll pay $0.25 to put some bacon on something.
I don't think bacon cheeseburgers are stupid in my opinion.
Whoa.
What's wrong with a cheeseburger? Why do you feel the need to add bacon?
There's nothing wrong with the cheeseburger. You just add bacon.
Yeah, you could just
add wanted bacon.
That's not crazy. Why is it stupid?
Yeah, why is it stupid?
Why make something?
You went from bacon is fine to bacon is stupid.
It's not that much more expensive for a bacon cheeseburger as opposed to a regular cheeseburger.
I guess my thought is like, why make things
better,
complicated when we can just keep it simple?
I mean, that would be the same with why are you adding lettuce and tomato to a cheeseburger?
Why are you?
Okay.
So you just like a plain...
You're just a plain...
cheeseburger with ketchup.
Okay.
You'll learn. There's a lot more out there for you. You will.
Okay.
You will. I'm telling you. You will.
You're young.
I didn't think I'd like mustard at age 9,
Well,
but here I am.
I do like mustard.
You didn't want to put mustard on your burger, though?
I don't have a need for it.
Okay. Well,
maybe I didn't mean bacon.
Sometimes you can indulge.
Maybe I didn't mean bacon is stupid. I just think, why do we need to make things complicated?
I don't understand.
What is your biggest reason this year's football team will be better than the previous years? Nick, you take that one.
The defense is good. We're gonna see about that. This is gonna be very surface level stuff.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be
Adrian
deep.
Martinez comes back. Maybe this year is the year that we see progress.
You're not convincing me.
You're really,
Tell me why they will be better.
We have a receiving core.
You need to sound more enthusiastic about this.
Because Gabe Ervin and Jacques Yant.
Jacques.
What about him?
They're here and they're ready to go.
Okay. That's the reason why.
And the defense,
Gabe Ervin and
a lot of
Jacques Yant.
returners on the defensive side of the ball.
More enthusiasm.
A lot of returning defenders on that side of the ball.
Oklahoma's a bunch of bums.
Mm-hmm.
Their Sooner Schnooner tips over.
Yep.
Their Sooner what?
Schooner?
We'll go with it.
It's a schooner. Yeah.
Schooner.
It's fine. We'll go with it.
Whatever. We have Fordham on the schedule.
All right.
Yep. We don't care about
Come on,
Fordham. All my
let's go.
homies hate Fordham.
Buffalo
Woo!
lost their coach.
Yeah,
that's
get outta
right.
here.
And he couldn't
Entire
even make it to
coaching
Big
staff.
12 media days.
Garbage.
Jim Harbaugh's khakis aren't going to be ready for him.
Nope. They'll
In
be
Lincoln,
unready.
Not pressed.
they will not be permanently
Very
pressed.
wrinkly.
Iowa, Kirk Ferentz.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you need to say.
Super old.
I didn't want to say it.
Look at
but
him.
he's old.
Look at him.
Thanks, Nick.
Dude can barely stand.
Great takes.
That was amazing.
What crypto would you rather buy, Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Yes.
I don't know anything about it. It seems like Ethereum is good.
Ethereum sounds cooler.
Is that the one with Elon Musk?
I don't know.
Elon Musk did the thing with Bitcoin where he said that they would accept Bitcoin and then they didn't.
Shout out to the receiving department at Cloud Storage Corp in Hayes, Kansas.
This is Jared. Unless that wasn't Jared.
Nick thinks the key to winning comes through developing beliefs and traditions.
Hey, thank you. You can develop them. And attitudes.
Also attitudes. What's a popular food item or food take that you think is just disgusting? I've said this before. I don't like to put sour cream on anything. I think sour cream could be deleted off the face of the earth and everything would go on just fine.
Guacamole tastes like wet grass.
Oh, guacamole. Okay. Guacamole is very,
Why was
very
your
good.
reaction so delayed?
I received a text.
Okay.
Guacamole is very good.
Did you hear the text?
I just heard you not like guacamole.
He didn't hear the text. You're just supposed to give your food take.
What's a food take that what's a hot food take you have?
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
My
attack mine.
guacamole is as good as anybody's.
Oh, you
It's-
make
it's
good
much
guacamole.
better than anybody else's.
Interesting.
You will not find a better guacamole than my guacamole.
Wow.
If you drove a monster truck, what would you call it?
That's a good question. That's one of the hardest questions I've ever gotten.
I mean, I think the obvious. I think the obvious answer is you got to start with like big something.
No, that's too obvious. You can't just go big something. It's boring.
Okay, then we want to call it the opposite. You want to call it little?
Little, maybe. I don't know.
You can do something like unicorn or like
Just something weird.
something about
You got Gravedigger.
princesses and fairies or something like that.
Maybe.
Like you want to go
You
the.
could.
Oh, why don't you give me an option?
I'm trying to think of one.
All right,
I'm just telling you, yours sucks.
I call it horse.
Yeah.
I
Big
would
horse.
not.
Yeah.
I like big horse.
Oh,
Then you could put like a mane on the top of it.
for sure.
You have to think of how you're going to design your truck.
Yeah, big horse.
Those are the rules.
Would you? When do you start prepping for your fantasy football draft? I'd say the week of is the first time I really even think about it.
Yep.
My
I agree.
league's not terribly involved. I wish I was in a more involved league, but yeah, I don't really have to think about it for much time before. Rico just does auto drafts every year.
I don't do auto drafts.
You do?
No, I don't. I got auto drafted once, and that team did better than the one that I did draft, unfortunately. But I don't do any prep. I just go into it the day of, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Not surprising.
I used to be a part of our family one. We used to do it on paper. And so that was very involved. And then we went to ESPN, and now it's not as fun.
Would you rather have to sprint everywhere you go or have to scream every word you say?
Let me scream. I
God.
can't run.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't go very many places. I'd say sprint.
I think I would sprint everywhere I go.
Like, are you talking about just walking? Instead of walking, you have to just sprint? Or are you talking about like everywhere I go, like places I drive?
Oh, that would be hard.
Yeah, because
You would have to sprint from here to Omaha.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I could not. I just physically couldn't do that.
But if you're like talking, like you're in Target and you just have to sprint around Target, like I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's not that crazy. I guess
People-
I'd pick that.
People would think you're weird, but it'd be better than sitting there like, yes, I would like this.
Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall?
11 feet. I'm already 9 inches tall.
I don't think so. I think you're like
we're talking
9 inches. That's pretty short.
Yeah, I'd rather be 11 feet.
That's like that movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah, give me the 11.
It's like
feet.
Stuart Little.
11 feet's way too tall, though. You can't do anything at 11 feet tall.
You can't do anything at 9 inches tall.
No, you can't. I'm just telling you, it's not as
I
easy.
could sit on a chair.
Well, what's
11
worse,
feet tall.
to be super small and the threat of being stepped on, or to be super tall and just having to duck your head?
I feel like I can make myself
walk
more
through a
useful
doorway.
at 9 inches tall.
What are you going to do at 9 inches tall?
I could go any, that stuff where you can't like reach down in between your seat and your console and your car. Just throw me down there and
You can't reach on a top shelf.
No, I cannot. But short
You know who
people
can?
already can't do that.
The 11-foot tall guy.
Yeah, the 11-foot tall guy could do that for sure. But
He
the
can do
11
just about everything.
tall guy, he can't fit anywhere.
But if you're 9 inches tall, you won't be able to pick up stuff.
Thank you, Emmett.
Like if I drop,
I could
my
pick up a
phone-
French fry.
If I drop my phone between the seats, you wouldn't be able to pick it up and hand it back.
I would need help.
Who would want the French fry that they dropped in between the seats?
That's
That a
it.
9 inch tall
Well, I just want to
man
clean my,
picked it up.
clean your car.
So you would start a car cleaning business.
I mean, it's pretty specific, but yeah.
You could get rich, but then you'd just be a very rich 9 inch.
You
tall
would have
man.
nowhere to put it because your wallet wouldn't fit in your back
I
pocket.
could do things that no other human could do. And I guess you could do the same if you were 11 feet tall. But I just feel like that'd be more of a burden. People would expect you to be in the NBA.
Dude, if I was 11 feet tall, I would just go to every dunk contest and be.
You would be horrible at dunk contests.
I'd be the guy that they jump over or try to.
You could not do that as you're 11 feet tall.
Well, be better.
Nobody can jump 11 feet.
Not even goggles.
Goggles can. Goggles can do anything.
What happens when your gut bubbles and you got to race to the toilet facility whilst on air? Can't say that's really happened to me, but I'm in a position where I could just send it to break. I could just be like, nope, break right now. I may have done that once or twice.
I haven't been in the business long enough.
No.
I haven't had the opportunity to do that. Thankfully.
Shout out to my son, Noah. Yep. Shout out to Noah. Italian food or Mexican food or Chinese food for the rest of your life. Choose one.
Mexican, please.
Chinese.
Wow, Italian.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the pick for me.
Emmett.
Italian.
Nice. Good
Dang
pick,
it.
Emmett. Thank you. Bacon was a 2010 meme that needs to end. I actually kind of agree with that. That's kind of funny. If you ever get an interview with Trev Alberts, could you find out how many grocery stores he thinks he could eat? Sure. Could
Great
do
question.
that. I'd like to file a complaint with the receiving department of the company. Why do you let Nick speak again? Favorite movie genre? Comedy.
Comedy.
Is-
What did you say?
I said I love that. No, about the text. It's fine.
Oh,
What's your favorite movie genre?
Comedy.
Is liking.
I don't think you wanted to say comedy.
Come on, we gotta go rapid fire now. Is liking
know.
beer a personality trait? People have made it into that. It should not be.
Same. Yeah.
Even though I had a craft beer podcast, which I ended up resenting. So, you take that how it goes. When do we get Happer and Rico beer posters? I don't know what that means.
I don't know if that is either.
Okay. Good text.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a thing where basically you take a picture in a bikini and you put yourself onto a beer poster.
Oh, we can make that happen.
Yeah. If you guys want to pay for it.
Yeah. Everything's sellable here.
Yeah. Sex sells.
Great.
Let's see. Shout out to Nick, Team Cheeseburger and Ketchup only. Great philosophy. Cuffs just go.
Cuffs. I forgot that existed.
Every time Nick has a take, Rico looks disgusted. This is hilarious to watch. Why complicate a hamburger by putting cheese on it?
That's a very valid take.
Let's see.
It's not a valid take.
There are three things that don't belong on burgers. It's pickles, lettuce, and tomato. Hard disagree with all of that. Pick one, lose to Iowa every year, or beat Ohio State every year. What?
I don't
beat Ohio State every year?
I would take Ohio State.
That means Ohio State just has to be on the schedule every year.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what kind of question
I don't
is
want to
that?
lose to Iowa every year. I
Yeah.
want to lose to Iowa ever. Sam says, can we talk about Mark liking tea more than fries? We did that enough. Cuffs is crazy. Guacamole is good, but you don't care about bacon.
Indeed.
Just put bacon in your guacamole.
I will make
Monster
guacamole.
truck
I'll
name
bring it.
Holy Guacamole.
I guarantee I won't like it.
I'm gonna bring guacamole.
It's gonna
Maybe
be
tomorrow.
disgusting.
I'll do
Would
it
you
tomorrow.
rather
Do it,
be
please.
5'7" or bald?
5'7".
Some are.
That means
Some are both already.
that means I'm 2 inches taller.
Would you rather be the baddest bird in the sky or the baddest animal on the ground?
Baddest animal on the ground.
I feel like owning the sky is a pretty cool deal, though.
You could own the ground though.
There's so much room on the ground.
What would be the absolute worst name you could give your child? Enrique.
That's awkward. I was going to say Connor
Roasted.
or Cuffs.
Let's see.
Matilda.
Tom.
Okay, guys, here's a clip of my phone talk to texting listening to this bit on your show.
Oh, goodness.
Can you find out how many grocery stores you think seek to eat your LA complaint with the receiving department? Why do you let Nick speak again? Favorite movie genre isn't you say what's your favorite movie about the text? What's your favorite movie? General comedy inside. I don't think you wanted to say top with it. They'd be gonna have another fight enough. It's like computer.
Yep.
What's the best form of pop? Can, bottle, fountain. FYI, cans of Mountain Dew is the correct answer. I would say cans. Yes,
Fountain.
I agree. Cans of Mountain Dew is awesome. Cans of Diet Coke is bottle is dead last.
Bottle is not
Whatever you want to talk about with between fountain and can, like we could have that argument.
Mhm.
Bottles way down the line.
great. Fountain and then can though.
I agree.
I disagree. I
But then
go
I
with
have
can.
but then I have the ice in my fountain drink and I finish it very quickly. That's why there's still ice.
I
then
like
put
having that.
cans.
I like having that, but the
I like
can
fountain.
out of the can is just a different deal. I think. I don't know why. Would you rather have cane sauce come from your belly button or Chick-fil-A sauce?
Chick-fil-A sauce, please.
Cane sauce. That'd be so awesome.
I can't say. I can't say one way or the other.
Can you imagine? You just have a chicken strip. You're just like, oh, it's so boring. You're just like,
push the dispenser.
Would you rather have 3 legs and 1 arm or 3 arms and 1 leg?
3 legs, 1 arm, please.
Yeah, I don't want to hop everywhere.
If you were good enough to go pro in a sport like soccer, golf, or tennis, which one would you choose?
Tennis.
Soccer.
Golf. Golf is the correct answer.
No, soccer's the correct
I'd be
answer.
in better shape.
Did you
if
just
I
see
was
what
in tennis.
Lionel Messi signed for?
It was less than $594 million.
What he signed for before?
I just want to be good at golf. That's all I care about.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to be good at soccer. What good does that do me? If I'm good at
soccer.
golf,
Everyone knows you. Everyone.
yeah, I don't really care. I'm talking about
It's a beautiful game.
Golf is a life game.
It's the beautiful game.
Golf is a life game. You play golf until you're 85, until you're dead.
And you get to go to the
And
World
you're the
Cup
best-
every 4
You're
years.
the best person at golf the entire time you're alive amongst all your friends. Yeah, that's the best thing you could possibly do. Let's take a break. Kevin Myers in next for Thirsty Thursday on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tired of the ugly sides, extra expense, and costly damage from hard water? It's time to call the plumbers at Bryant for a water softener solution. Hi, folks. Greg Shop here, the voice of the Huskers. At Bryant, you get high-quality water softener products installed by plumbers you can trust, and no arm-twisting contracts that tie you down. Just one call, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com to schedule a free softener installation estimate. Come on, soften up with Bryant. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. Oh, God. Ow.
Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Get ready to set, spike, and ace with City of Lincoln Volleyball Leagues this fall. Register early during the week of July 12th through the 18th and get an early registration discount to save money. Or gather the team and register by mid-August. Women's and co-ed leagues available. Leagues play an 8-game season plus a double elimination tournament. And a reminder, registrations close for adult fall kickball on July 25th and adult fall softball on July 18th. Get more info and register at teamsideline.com/LincolnNE or call 402-441-7892.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus, as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
We're in this together, and we will get through this together. The vaccines are tested effective and needed.
Welcome to the clinic with Charm.
Get your COVID-19 vaccine so we can do this. And this. And this.
We are now boarding flight.
Together again, because we got through it together. This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Brown Shoe Fit has a wide arrangement of sandals for hiking, walking, water activities, or just everyday attire. They also carry athletic shoes for running and walking with great brands like Brooks, Keen, New Balance, and they just got a new shipment of Hey Dude shoes too. You're active and busy this summertime. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Woo! Beep. Caw-caw. It's a questionable caw.
Yeah, I was confused.
Well, it was a question.
Caw?
Exactly.
Kevin Myers here. Thirsty Thursday always comes at the right time every week.
Thursday starts the weekend.
I'd like to believe that.
I wish that was true.
I'd like to forget about Fridays at work sometimes, but I just can't do it. But that's okay. I have a fine job.
Those are our simple
No
days.
complaints. I'm not doing complaints anymore.
I think that in ideal situation, you would work 4 days a week and have a 3-day weekend. I think that would be better life balance than the current 5 and 2.
That's what it should be.
But I've also been 7 and 0, and that's really no fun. So
I'd like 0 and 7. That sounds cool.
That sounds amazing.
I've done that a couple times.
That's called vacation,
right?
Or retirement.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
guess.
That's right. That was kind of nice.
Good times.
Kevin is here. He has beer. He has wine. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good. Had a really big weekend last weekend. Got my daughter married off at the house, and wife and I pulled off a big one. So that was
huge.
I've been busting my hump for the past 3 months to get our place ready and wedding worthy and all that kind of stuff.
And then the huge storm hit, and then you're in trouble.
Well, the thing was that so we decided, all right, the hourly forecast looks favorable. Let's set it all up. The wedding party all helped. They were awesome, and everything looked beautiful. White tablecloths, flowers, cool signage, PA system. My father, or my I guess it would be my, what do you call it? My in-laws.
Yeah. What would you call that from your
the
position?
father of the groom.
Yeah.
Built this cool arbor thing that they got married in front of, and they tied a bunch of flowers to it.
My
stuff like that.
son-in-law's dad.
Son-in-law's dad. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I think he's in-laws.
Just in-law.
Maybe?
But he wouldn't be my father.
They're not in-laws for you.
They still are, aren't they?
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, anyway.
we were hung up on that.
Whatever it is.
So anyway, everything's set up. Everything looks perfect. It's beautiful. Everyone leaves to go get ready, and front comes through, and it's blowing 50 miles an hour, raining to beat the band, soaks everything. There was a couple of the bridal party that were getting ready at our house, and those poor girls were running out in their skivvies trying to tie down the tablecloths and pick, bring in the electronics. The PA system is out there getting
Oh my God.
wet, and I was like, this cannot be happening.
Yep.
This cannot be happening. This cannot be
Of
happening.
all days.
Of all days. And so I looked at the radar, and it looked like it was going to come through fast, and there was nothing behind it. And it did. It left as quickly as it came in.
Blessed.
Nice little 10, 12 mile an hour breeze, dried everything back off, and ended up with a perfect 75-degree evening on July 10th at my house, and it was unbelievable.
So it hit Omaha a little harder.
Yeah, I heard there was 20,000 people without power. or
So
something
we
like
lost power at about midnight, didn't get back till 7. Other places weren't as lucky. Schaefer's wedding was the next day, and the place that Schaefer's wedding was at did not regain power. So they had to go off a generator. They had big fans in the doors. They somehow pulled it off, and it looked like semi-normal, but it was not great.
It was tough.
Not great.
Yeah.
for a moment there. But we're all through it now.
Yeah.
And that's why the beer tastes a little bit better today. Are we doing wine first?
I think we're going to do wine first.
Okay.
So this is a Spanish Albarino, and it's not a grape type that you see too many other places other than Spain. There's one particular area in Spain known for the best Albarino, and it's a place called Rías Baixas, and it's a collection of rivers, and basically, you know, what river bottom is like. It's a very pebbly, rocky.
Yeah.
Well, you know, wine vines really like that, because then the roots can penetrate really, really deeply, and every other sedimentary layer they go through and are able to penetrate, will pick up those flavors.
Oh, it's really good.
And this is like, again, summer in a glass. The thing I love about Albarinos is that they have a real pronounced lime zest flavor a lot of times. And so it just makes them super refreshing for the hot weather. And these are under $20 a bottle. I think they're like $17, and just really, really nice stuff. And I think it's going to set up the beer pretty nicely.
So this is, you said this is Spain.
Yes, sir.
You don't think usually Spain white wine, I don't know. I don't really pair the two together. At least that's not how it works in my head.
Most of the time, you know, when I'm bringing in Spanish wines, they're reds.
Yeah.
And I know that you're a big fan. You've often said that the Spanish reds that you know that I bring in have oftentimes
you get
been
the
your
good
favorite.
spice.
As we know, Happer, big Spanish red guy.
We have talked about this. Yes.
Is that Twitter handle taken?
Big Spanish Reds guy.
I'll check.
Don't check.
Why?
Because I'm not going to use it.
I'm going to check because that's my thing on this.
Yeah, this is just really, really refreshing. And as I often repeat, I do appreciate something with just a little bit of a bite, so you know it's there, you know, instead of just full on sweetness, and there's a good balance there too. So I think it's really good.
Yeah, you know, you don't want to be drinking juice.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still a dry wine. Like I said, it has that sort of lime zest thing going on. It's very clean, and just a really nice patio pounder. And
no doubt,
I think would also pair well with a variety of things too.
Big Spanish red guy is available.
Thank you. A variety of things. What do you mean?
Variety of things. Well, I think like
I'm intrigued.
Well, my wife got me for my 50th birthday one of those Uni wood-fired pizza ovens.
Oh yeah,
fancy pizza ovens.
Fancy pizza.
And so we've been playing around with that a lot, and I can really see like it going really well with
a fancy pizza.
Yeah, with a wood-fired pizza.
So when we do the show from your place and you're making us pizzas on the air, we'll just have glasses of this nonstop.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
Lock
like
that in.
Bottomless.
Whoa.
I mean the wine.
Yeah, we will be bottomless after a while.
Yeah.
That's
at least you've got
scary.
you've got your apron.
My apron, yes.
Yeah. You can at least wear that.
I
so.
did wear that with the rehearsal dinner, by the way, when we were feeding everybody pizza.
This is a showstopper, I'm sure. You know, life of the party.
It says I'll feed all you effers on it.
It's
Yes.
beautiful.
So Kentia
Albarino from Rías Baixas in Spain.
Looks like this for those of you who are watching on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, I keep
You could-
forgetting people can see us.
yeah, it's kind of weird. We have to adjust to that. You can
Your camera's over there now.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you move.
Is this a good angle?
Sky
for me?
cam is out and this cam is in. So check that out at Myron's Corcovado. You said $20?
Under $20.
Under
I think it's
$20.
about 17.
That's a heck of a deal.
I'm gonna have to buy like 12 of those.
Let's
It's delicious.
wow, okay, that's
You get a better deal by the case.
oh, there you go. I was gonna say, it
Can I
seems
buy
excessive,
pizza as
but
well?
I don't sell pizza, but I'm sure you can buy pizza.
You are allowed to buy pizza.
I want to buy Kevin Meyer pizza.
Well, you'll just have to come out to the Frog Farm and I'll make you one for free.
There you go.
Okay, problem solved.
All right, beer.
Harrow from White Elm. It's a Belgian style saison, and saison literally means season. Historically, the Belgian farm workers, part of their pay would be in beer, and they would make the beer during like the month of March because it's downtime. Some things are still frozen. They're not ready to plant yet. They can't really do anything. So they would make the beer for when planting season began. And they would purposely make it very, very low in alcohol, 2, 3, 4% tops. And the reason being is because if you give the workers too much alcohol, productivity goes way down.
What?
And go figure. So it's meant to be very light. And saisons are wild yeast ferment. And so what they'll do is instead of pitching yeast, the natural yeast in the air will ferment the beer. And then, and so it gives it a little bit of a almost like a wine sort of a taste.
Yep.
It's a little bit sour. It's a little bit tart.
You had to clear the first one out. The first one after the wine, it's almost syrupy because the viscosity of it is heavier than the wine. But as you go, it gets better. I personally love this style of beer. Saison's right up my alley. I think it's really good in it's a wild beer, right? So you kind of, there's some sour variations of it too. I think it's really good in like springtime. It feels like a springtime beer.
That's exactly what it was meant for. I believe these are mostly wheat based, and then they're wild ferment, and so you get a little bit of that tartness, a little bit of the sourness from those just sort of natural yeast, and
really good, crushable.
Yeah. So Saison Saison.
It is a 7%.
Is that really?
Hold on, I see it in the bottom corner there.
Yeah, wow, 7%.
Whoops.
Go figure. So
crushable.
Shout out Colby.
Yeah, that's the thing I love about Colby at White Elm. Just nothing is halfway. It's either going to be all in or not at all.
It is exactly what it is. What it's going to
be delicious, and it's going to be 7.
What do you think, Rico? This is a very different beer.
This is amazing.
Okay.
I don't like. I'm confused by the flavor, and I have no idea what's going on, but it's really good.
You get a little bit of the sweetness from the wheat, and then, like, say, a little bit of the tartness from just the wild yeast. Crushable does not taste 7% at all.
No.
I could
would have
see
figured in the 4 or 5s.
A guy getting in trouble pretty quickly, crushing one of these or two.
Yeah,
thinking that this is nice and light and easy and tart and summery.
So whenever a place does something like this, I'm gonna kind of pay attention, because you can kind of tell like with these type of beers, I think you could tell the kind of quality that they're trying to go after and what they're doing. And of course, White Elm, knocks it out of the park. They're doing a great job.
They always do.
Yep.
They always do. And we always want to support local as much as possible. And every time I bring, it seems like whether it be Cosmic Eye, Zipline, White Elm,
local places are doing it,
Cross
man.
Strain.
Yep.
We may not have the quantity of breweries around that other states may have, but I will put our quality up against anybody.
I agree. We've all been a lot of places, and you try stuff from. I always try to try stuff wherever I am at, and the quality of what we have here is really second to none. That's true. Kevin, anything else? What else is going on down at the shop?
Well, we extended the buy 5 get 1 free sale one more week, so it ends Sunday.
So any 5 bottles of wine,
mix and match any 6 and get one of them free. The only caveat has to be the equal or lesser value, but
sure.
So we extended that. That was due to end on the 11th. We decided to kick it off one more week, and that's really about it.
Excellent. Been a good summer so far.
It's been a busy summer.
Yeah. People are getting back after it.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to a full-on normal fall, I think.
Can't wait.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cross your fingers, I guess. Kevin, thanks as always.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
That's Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle. 13th and South is where you can visit them at the shop. Rico will put the names of the beers and wines up on the podcast later on. Nice that he does that. Let's take a break. Round at the 4 o'clock hour next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Tickets and theticketfm.com. It's still scorching hot outside, but soon enough, you'll be back in stadiums again for the first time in 2 years, donning all your favorite fall attire. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Tickets coverage of Big Ten Media Days on July 22nd and 23rd, live from Indianapolis. Connor Happer, DP, and Steve Sipple will be in Indy for our shows on Thursday and Friday, getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Pillar Restaurant Group, and Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers Real Estate.
Brown Shoe Fit has a wide arrangement of sandals for hiking, walking, water activities, or just everyday attire. They also carry athletic shoes for running and walking with great brands like Brooks, Keen, New Balance, and they just got a new shipment of Hey Dude shoes too. You're active and busy this summertime. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
There are fans, and then there's you. You live it. You breathe it. You want to soak it all in. Most sports talk shows are fine, but you find yourself craving more. You need the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Each day, we break down what's happening on the recruiting trail and on campus, bringing you guests from all corners of the college football world. The Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Weekdays at 2 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with a COVID vaccine. Everyone 12 years and older can too. Get vaccinated and stay strong. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Beat the heat and save on a new cooling system from John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Combine new system rebates and LES incentives to save up to $2,500. Don't wait until your old system breaks down in the middle of summer. Take advantage of these great offers and beat the heat. Go to jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Baseball's back, and it's time to celebrate, Lincoln. We're inviting fans back to Haymarket Park to join in the fun for the Salt Dogs 20th season. Pick out single-game tickets and plot your own Salt Dog schedule around promos and deals. Come to Haymarket Park for Nebraska Medical Association Thank You Tuesdays, Fairbury brand Wiener Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Get your tickets for the Salt Dogs celebration season at saltdogs.com.
Now through July 16th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Tired of home workouts falling flat? 1 and 2 and whoa. Make your workout a win with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. And use the crowd meter in our app for the best time to visit. Your fitness is essential. Join in club or at planetfitness.com for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Hurry, deal ends July 16th. Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
Get ready to set, spike, and ace with City of Lincoln volleyball leagues this fall. Register early during the week of July 12th through the 18th and get an early registration discount to save money. Or gather the team and register by mid-August. Women's and co-ed leagues available. Leagues play an 8-game season plus a double elimination tournament. And a reminder, registrations close for adult fall kickball on July 25th and adult fall softball on July 18th. Get more info and register at teamsideline.com/LincolnNE or call 402-441-7892.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Back here on The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Thanks to Kevin Meyer from Myers Cork and Bottle for dropping by. Thirsty Thursday, as always. I don't know, the highlight of this hour is usually the highlight of our week.
People love this hour.
Every week. It's a good hour. We should get it sponsored or something like that.
I would say the greatest hour on radio.
Good. This is the best hour.
Brought to you by insert name, name of business here.
Maybe Cloud Corp.
Maybe Cloud Corp in Hayes, Kansas. Throw enough money at us, we might say yes.
I guess it is already somewhat sponsored by Kevin Meyer from Myers Cork and Bottle, so that's kind of nice. But you know,
should we just ask him if he wants to sponsor the text bag too? He does love it. He said he does.
It's hard to imagine
the text bag getting sponsored.
I was gonna say it a little more light than that, but yeah,
there's no getting around it. That's a hard segment to sponsor,
and we cannot impede on the
integrity.
The integrity, thank you, Rico, of the text bag.
Sometimes I have good words.
We cannot make the text bag something that it's not.
We can't water it down.
It's the most
sacred,
natural, sacred, pure thing that we've ever done.
It's true
on the show. And it takes
it involves everyone.
It takes you every week.
The listeners.
Nick is back. How are you?
I'm just fine. I had a couple pieces of pizza.
Did you?
I did.
Hamburger or cheese?
Hamburger. Both are back there though.
Oh, they put them all in one box.
Yes.
I could do a hamburger.
They downsized it.
There
are a couple
might.
left.
I'm supposed to eat more for this thing, so I might get a piece of pizza.
Texture asks, did Nick leave just because there's booze now? Yes.
That 100%.
It is what it is.
He's a little baby.
Little baby Nick. Look at him. Look at him.
Couple months.
Look at you.
The Big 12 Conference has told its teams that if you do the horns downside sign,
This thing. Nick, do it.
toward an opposing player, you'll be penalized. But if you do the horns down sign toward the crowd, you probably won't be penalized.
Probably. Didn't they already have this as a rule? Like, wasn't it already unsportsmanlike conduct?
I just
Or
want
whatever the hell
I
it
just
was?
want to say, as we've talked about before, this is a pro taunting show. I love taunting.
Pro bullying.
And Texas has to live with the fact that they have this, the horns up thing, and they have to deal with the consequences that if you just flip it upside down, it means it's horns down. They have to live with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
If you are a university and you have a hand sign,
Everybody is free to get made fun of. This is how it works. And Texas is not above the law.
yeah. If you're a university and you have a hand sign, if you're anybody and you have a hand sign, people are going to take it and find a way to make fun of you.
That's
for
right.
it. Like even the tomahawk chop, which probably shouldn't be a thing anyways, when an opposing team like Florida State or Kansas City, when they're beating them, they also do the tomahawk chop.
That's
It's like,
right.
haha, we're stealing your thing because we're winning.
That's exactly right.
Like it's just you just have to deal with it. It's fun.
Taunting is a very pure part of sports.
Is it hurting you? No.
No, it's not.
Texas is soft.
Texas is soft.
That's a well-known fact.
The Big 12 is soft.
Also a well-known fact.
Oh, good question. Can players do it toward the Texas fans?
Oh.
That would probably fall in the probably range. Or the not probably
Honestly,
range.
I'm going to go with the probably means you're still going to get flagged.
I was gonna say I don't like how they left it open. It was like, yeah, listen, if you just do it at all, you're probably going to.
Like they said probably just to see if somebody would still do it and just to like encourage it kind of sort of.
Wasn't there a guy last year who just straight up did it in somebody's face while he was playing?
Yes.
Was it Oklahoma? I mean, they were like running down the sideline. A
It might
Texas
have been.
player was trying to like tackle him, and they were like, horns.
It
That
might
was
have been.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was
There were
incredible.
two great moments of that in that game. One came after the game was over when the Texas fan who was a girl just in the stands,
Oh,
just
yeah.
right on national TV, just
Double
flips
birds.
the bird.
That was I think
It was
double.
double. Yeah,
bird.
it was just
I have it
flips the
saved in
double
my-
bird.
I have it saved in my
And
phone. I
it was
use it for
just-
special occasions.
It's pretty
It
good.
was just plastered everywhere because it went on national TV.
Yeah, that was really good. So I'm sorry, Texas. Like, this is just part of the deal. You are what you are. You are a huge university with a huge fan base and a huge football team and all the money in the world. And because of that, you have to take the consequences that come from it. You're gonna be open to get made fun of. Same thing with Nebraska.
It's true. Yeah, it happens.
Nebraska gets made fun. Scott Frost, he comes in, he talks a big game. Guess what? He gets made fun of.
Winnable game.
That's what happens. Yeah, the
Winnable
Purdue guy
game.
walks by, he says it's a winnable game. He deserves it.
That was great.
I'm sorry. You lose, you get made fun of.
I'm going to be honest. I
That's
laughed when that
just
happened.
the thing.
We had a winnable game.
It's so funny.
It's still funny.
He's just walking by him while he's getting interviewed.
And if you don't have a sense of humor for it, then I'm sorry. I can't help you.
It's like Tyreek Hill does the peace sign in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield Jr. tackles him or swats the
And
ball
he
away
pieces
and
right in his
literally
face.
in his face and
Right in his
walks
face.
away.
And wasn't he hurt? Kind of too.
I think Tyreek got hurt on that play. Yeah,
he just pieced right in his face.
and then he like did like the little hop and he like
That was
walked away,
great.
threw a flag automatically. It's like I don't care. That was worth it.
I love taunting. Yeah, this is a great point. Guys throw the bones at Memorial Stadium after they sack our quarterback. We just have to take it. Yeah, we just have to take it.
Deal with it.
Don't get sacked. If you don't want to get the bones thrown on you in your own house, don't get sacked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. This is just what it is.
Don't let your quarterback get sacked. Be better.
Corey and Lincoln says Iowa defensive lineman. I do remember this. Iowa defensive lineman threw the bones after a sack at Memorial Stadium in Mike Riley's last season. I believe that was Nathan Buzzita who was from the state.
There was also a kid, something Ott,
Drew
who,
Ott.
Drew Ott. He got it. It was in Iowa. Got a sack and threw the bones.
He said, "Is that allowed now?"
Yes,
I hope so.
Allow it. Deal with it. You could boo him if you want. But
I am pro taunting. Taunting is good. More taunting in sports.
And also, I don't think people realize when somebody taunts and they get booed, I think that's exactly what they want. And
That's
you're
exactly
feeding,
right.
You're feeding the fire of their heart. You're like,
You're a total heel. You walk into the opposing stadium and you got to play the heel. That's what you do.
I think we should applaud when somebody taunts. Then they won't do it anymore.
It does. I've talked to many Big Ten players about this. It throws them off how nice Nebraska people are. It messes them up. I remember talking to Connor Cook about this a couple years ago at Media Days, and he was like, "Dude, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know how to react because all of a sudden it's really quiet, and then we break the huddle, and it's extremely loud. But also when you walk out of the tunnel, they're like, 'Have a great game,' and it's very confusing and disorienting." And that's what he said, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I'm just telling you, be nice. Like, don't boo these people. Let them come in here and feel like it's their house for like half a second. Then get after them.
Yep.
It'd
Works
be more
for me.
fun.
Thanks for your takes, Nick. Appreciate it. Welcome back to the show.
I was just letting you guys get everything out here.
Thank you for the space.
Yeah, you're welcome. Besides, I have to think about my takes seriously until I before I relay
please do
them
keep
to
thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Have you
audio
noticed that I
waves.
don't think about anything?
Why don't you sit out another couple minutes and then we'll be on another topic.
Perfect.
Awesome. We'll take a break. 5 o'clock hour up next on the Tribe.
Follow Connor and Robbie on Twitter.
I give a rat's about Twitter.
At Connor Happer. At R.A. Lula.
I don't know. I don't manage my Twitter.
You're listening to The Drive. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The DP and Stevens Show.
Everett Gray, former UNLV star.
Some of your parents are going, don't coach in the car. Stop coaching in the car. They only can play for the coach, not you. You don't say, you never hear a parent, you don't, you're terrible on your rotation on that third rotation.
Right.
They don't know. They don't know the rotation. They don't say that. All they say is shoot more. That's the only thing they can say.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Beat the heat and save on a new cooling system from John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Combine new system rebates and LES incentives to save up to $2,500. Don't wait until your old system breaks down in the middle of summer. Take advantage of these great offers and beat the heat. Go to jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Jim Furyk is on the 18th green with Stephen Ames, who had a bad day. I think I'm out of the way of everything. I'm right by the stands.
Yeah.
There's a camera guy right to my left, and I was out of his way initially. And then I looked behind me and saw people are trying to see, so I kneel. I ducked down, not knowing that when I ducked down, I was right in the camera's spot. Yes, as he's focusing on Stephen Ames, and this guy goes, "Get the hell out of the way!"
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Get in, get out, and get your hands on a great career. Did you know Southeast Community College offers short-term training in almost 20 programs of study? That means you can get your certificate at SCC and get right to work without spending years in school. You can train at one of our 3 campus locations in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, or our 6 learning centers across Southeast Nebraska. If you want to find your next step, visit southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course.
Ow! God! Ow! Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Details of new Husker Athletic Director Trev Alberts' contract have been released. Alberts will sign a 5-year deal and be paid $800,000 each year. While at UNO in 2020, Alberts got paid $255,000 per year, meaning the 50-year-old will receive a $545,000 raise at Nebraska. In college football, Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables is locked in with the Tigers through 2026 after signing a deal that will pay him $2.5 million a year and make him the highest paid assistant in college football by a wide margin. The Milwaukee Bucks have tied the series up at 2 games apiece after their 109-103 win over Phoenix last night. Chris Middleton dropped 40 points to lead Milwaukee in the win, while Giannis grabbed 14 rebounds to go along with his 26 points. Game 5 from Phoenix is scheduled for Saturday night. 2 Major League teams return from the All-Star break this evening. The Red Sox and Yankees square off from the Bronx at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And lastly, the Open Championship began very early this morning from England. Louis Oosthuizen currently leads the field at 6 under, while Jordan Spieth is tied for second at 5 under par. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lulash. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Welcome back in. 5 o'clock hour of The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Nick Sainert with you this afternoon. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome.
Have you been made fun of enough today?
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I understand that I do things to get made fun of, and rightfully so. It's part of it.
That's awfully mature of you.
I am a child that's as mature as an adult.
I think that makes you an adult.
It goes back to the text bag question. You just had to be there.
No, I was there.
You were there.
I remember it.
Hey, this is my hour to redeem myself.
Okay, yeah, you're going to be back this hour.
I'm feeling different.
I'm
feeling
feeling
better.
This is going to be good for you. Nebraska football, as of a couple minutes ago, tweeted out a graphic of Frank Solich, and they said, "Enjoy retirement, coach." I still think, you do something. Oh, Mitch Sherman just tweeted this out. I think it's a pretty good idea. You turn the first home game into Frank Solich Day. You don't really have to worry about the whole sellout thing. I think people would show up for that one. I think.
Yeah.
And you especially do it on that day because it's Fordham.
Exactly. That's that's a way to get people and eyes attracted to Lincoln on the day that Nebraska plays Fordham, that everybody's expecting not to have too much trouble with.
No, I mean, they're not going to have any trouble.
There you go. I didn't want to jinx it.
Everybody was like, you never know. And I'm like, no, it's Fordham.
You're right. We also weren't supposed to have any trouble with McNeese State a couple years ago. And
this is not that.
It isn't.
This is not that.
You got to understand, though, that still Nebraska fans walk a thin line.
And like I said earlier, if you bring out Frank and he has, he's burning sage or something like that, you have done now all you can at this point to dispel any ideas of a curse on Nebraska football, you have at least done your part. Until Frank comes back and Frank can be happy about the entire thing, or he feels appreciated. I don't know if that goes away. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Nebraska's still cursed until that happens.
No, I'm with you. I think just like we said in the first segment or whatever, whenever we talked about it just a little bit ago, it's more of whether or not Frank would come back. And we both agreed that we'd understand if he chose not to.
I guess, I think so, but I don't know. I mean, he was here for.
I would expect him to.
I guess I would expect him to. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing. And if Nebraska extends that olive branch out to him, I think a lot of Husker fans would like to see it happen. I think you got to try and do it. I think that'd be really fun for everybody. And Nebraska is able to rid itself of any bad juju or whatever it is. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. Yesterday, I was trying to gauge the reaction to the Trev Alberts hire yesterday, and I don't think there were very, very many people that were over the moon about it, and I think that's totally fine. By the way, I think that's fine and really an appropriate to reaction to a lot of hires, especially this one, is, oh, okay, cool. Let's see how it works out. Let's see how it goes. That's usually how I take most things. Now, hand in the air once again, I think we were all pretty over the moon about Scott Frost. I think that was,
and at the time, rightfully so.
Yeah, at the time,
at the time.
But I got the sense that the reaction was tepid to this yesterday. And then on the other side of it, there was some pushback. Mm-hmm. There was some, he cut football at UNO and cut wrestling at UNO and did that whole thing. So I want to ask you this, and this is where I need you guys, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. They're both open for you. Most of what I've seen from people who don't like the hire or say, I'm not so sure about this, is not liking the optics of it. And for that, I don't really have an argument. I get it. I get not liking the optics of it. He's the UNO athletic director. Experience is certainly a factor at this level. He's never done this type of job before. And you have the idea of like hiring in the family, and people don't like that either. Obviously, you want to cast a net wide, and that whole thing. Hiring in the family bothers some people. Some people like it. Some people it bothers. Those are both optics things. Those are both optics pieces, right? What does the hire look like from the outside? But what I would like is for people to tell me why it effectively won't work. Because what I've seen from Trev, my best friend Trev.
We started calling Frank.
Yeah,
I noticed that too. But I was just gonna let it keep rolling.
My best friend Trev. What I have learned about him over the years and over the last couple of days is that I believe that he possesses the experience and the skills necessary to do this job for Nebraska right now. And what does that mean on the surface? Well, it's about making sure football is successful or has everything it needs. And if not, then making a change. And I believe he has the tools to make that as well. He's made tough decisions before, and I think he could definitely see eye to eye and level with Scott Frost, which I think is important. But internally, making sure that people know that he's there. And he talked a lot yesterday about earning people's trust. And I think that's all good. Now, it's stuff that people say at the opening press conference. We'll see how it works. But tell me if you don't agree with what happened and how it went down, why, and we'll go from there. And I think that's kind of what I want to do here.
Yeah, right when it came out yesterday morning, I was thinking, okay, that kind of feels like low-hanging fruit. Like, it just kind of feels like, it fell into our lap. We kind of, weren't shocked by it, but we felt like Nebraska could have gotten somebody better. Didn't know why we felt that way, but it kind of just was the way that it felt personally for me.
Well, if you want to do the thing about the search, I mean,
But then I was going to say, throughout the course of the day, hearing the press conference, I kind of personally shifted lanes, and I thought, okay, looking at this realistically and objectively, why can't this work? And I couldn't find a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Nebraska fans, they want to find a reason why it doesn't work, why it won't work, I should say. But personally, for me, I looked at this and I saw, I read more about what he did at UNO and how much better of a position that he left the athletic department in from when he got there to when he left. And yes, money-wise, but also just the feeling around the athletic department at UNO, looking past the funds side of things, he did wonders for that department. And so then I come here and it's like, okay, we need somebody stable. We all agreed on that Bill Moose, we knew he wasn't going to be here after his contract. We knew that we needed somebody stable that we can, like you said, we know is going to take up space in this department, that they're going to do something, and that they're going to be somebody that we can go to and say, hey, we need the final say on this, and he's going to be there to help you out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he checks all the boxes for us, for what Nebraska and the athletic department needs right now.
I thought a lot over the last couple of weeks about what Nebraska does need right now. And what I don't think they need really ever is a splash. And I talked about that a long time ago. Just at this position, I think there's a lot of people with a lot of skills who can do it. And you got to figure out as a job what your job is, what you need your candidate to do for you, and how they can go to work on executing that. And I feel like that due diligence was done by Nebraska's leadership and Ted Carter. And I think, honestly, there were some questions that Trev had to have answered before he was going to take this job. I felt like, and many felt like around, UNO, that they were going to finish off phase 3 of this project that they're going into and do a couple more things on campus as far as the athletic department is concerned. And that Trev was probably going to roll off into the sunset and be done with his athletic administrative career and be sitting on a nice pile of money and go retire or whatever. And what he said yesterday about Ted Carter was notable, I think. And I think that's kind of the reason that we're having this conversation right now. And so if you want to talk about the search and how that went and the optics of that, I'm down for that conversation. Now, if you want to talk about Trev and why that won't or won't work, that's why we're here right now, because that's the situation. That's the situation that Nebraska's in, and that's where they're going. And I think it really can work, because I think Trev has the tools. Now, optics wise about the search, I don't think it's that crazy to say out loud. I don't think we have to skirt around it. I don't think Trev was their first choice. Now he was the quote unquote only guy they interviewed, I suppose. But that was, as was explained yesterday by Ted Carter, kind of just a semantics thing.
They screened 8 guys.
Yeah. And they had an initial candidate pool of 25, and then got down to 8, went from there. And by the way, I think all of that was after the whole Jamie Pollard thing came up. The way I read the search was that Nebraska attempted to get Jamie Pollard immediately after Moose left or retired or whatever, shoved along.
Yeah. Left.
Yeah, left. And they came up empty. So then you kind of come back home, you reset. Who are our candidates? What do we want? Who could we end up getting? And that's when you really kind of dig in and start the search, quote unquote. And out of that, I'm not sure what they got back. I don't know what the reception was on this job. I don't think it's, and I think it's fair to say that it wasn't as attractive as we probably made it out to be in the beginning. I like a lot of things about this job. You're going to, as an athletic director, you're going to get resources if you connect with boosters. You have to make sure football, obviously, the beating heart of the athletic department keeps on going, keeps on beating, and they have everything they need and stuff like that. But as far as the resources and facilities are concerned, coaches are concerned right now, there's a lot of stuff in place. But the scary part about this job is the part that I think Trev was willing to take on and full well knows about. And it's that if it goes bad this year or in the next 2 years with Scott Frost, it's going to get ugly around here. And there's, we've had a lot of those moments so far over the last 20 years of Nebraska football, including with the aforementioned Frank Solich. What do you do? Is it the right time? Is it not the right time? Do you let him keep going? Is this a time to exercise patience? And Frost will have his thoughts. This upcoming decision, if it gets to that, will be like the Frank Solich decision on steroids. And Frost is connected with a lot of people here, and certainly knows, but also knows that he has to win football games. And I don't know if anybody wants to be that guy, but I think Trev has the profile to be able to, with credibility, with his name on the stadium, walk in and not necessarily be the guy to fire Scott Frost. That's not why you hire any athletic director or anybody, but to give him a fair shot at things and to work with him. And then eventually, if you do have to make that decision, be the guy to make the tough decision and pass that along and execute it. And he's shown, I think, all those things throughout his either administrative career or his, the rest of his life. I just think this is good.
Yeah, and I think a big, an important word there is he's going to look at him realistically. He's going to look at the program realistically, and objectively, and say, okay, this is what we can see. This is what has happened. This is how we feel about things going forward. And another thing is, I keep mentioning it, stability. It's just, we have no idea what's going to happen in the next couple of years. But one thing we do know is Trev Alberts is our AD, and he's going to do stuff without excuses. He's going to assess programs, not just the football program, but he's going to assess every other program year in and year out with realistic expectations. And he's going to do it in a way that if you truly care about Nebraska programs as a fan, you're going to appreciate that, even if you don't feel like it's the best thing for the department.
A couple of people responding to what I said there about the Frost situation being like Solich. One here says Frost doesn't have 9 win seasons under his belt. Getting rid of him isn't like getting rid of Solich or Pelini. And Corey says, I don't know about the Solich situation on steroids. Solich won a conference title in 99 and played for a natty in 01. Frost ain't done squat. I agree with you on the surface that it would be a lot easier to fire Scott Frost. But I mean,
there's also been that narrative out there that says, oh man, if Scott Frost can't do it, who can? There's that narrative out there, even if you don't want to admit it.
And I think a lot of the fan base subscribes to that. I don't want to misrepresent anybody, but I do think a lot of the fan base, I just have heard that a lot. And then also you work in the connection piece of it and the people that Frost has on his side, whether it's now or forever.
Well, in the way that he was brought into it as well. Brought into the job,
no doubt. The fanfare that he came along
a phenomenal
with.
season off of UCF, and everybody wanted him.
Yeah,
and Nebraska got him.
Couple more things from you guys. 402-464-5685. Texture says Nebraska fans want and need excitement. Everyone wants a splash hire. Trev is not an exciting hire, but likely very suitable for the job. The sign of a good hire is one that you never hear from. ADs do not win games. I think so precisely. I mean, you think back to Nebraska's had a lot of polarizing hires, whether it's an AD or a football coach. And there's a lot of those over the last couple decades that, just haven't worked. In fact, like all of them, basically.
Well, to be fair, we're still waiting to see Fred Hoiberg work out.
Right.
We all
and that one was universally received well.
Yes,
like Frost, universally received well.
Which, football is obviously the main driver here, but we're still waiting to see Fred Hoiberg work out. We're all expecting it to work out, and that idea of that football is going to work out under Frost has kind of lost traction. But we're still yet to see Hoiberg work out, and that was another splash hire.
Here's another one. I think just as important as possibly firing Frost is not doing it too soon. The fan base can be crazy sometimes. Okay, that's a great point, and thank you, because that's one thing I definitely want to make clear here. We talked about this at the tail end of the show yesterday. I don't think Frost's seat got any hotter or colder. I think, once again, that's kind of all on him. I think Trev is going to be willing to work with him. And I think Trev is somebody that Scott will have to respect, because he's not going to deal with all the other BS like he basically said yesterday, excuses and stuff like that. So this is not like me saying, Trev's going to come in to be the guy to fire Frost, because I don't think that's why he's here.
And Trev doesn't want to be that guy.
Exactly. But I do think he is equipped to make that decision if it does come to that, and also is patient. He is patient. Look, just look at his, if you want to do just coaches in general, Darren Hanson's been at UNO for the entire time he's been there. He's made the transition with him. We're talking about basketball, from Division II to Division I. And it culminated with them being one game away from making the NCAA tournament to, I think they won 5 games last year, and he's not going anywhere. And some of that is what you demand as a fan base. Do you get away with that at other places? No. And what are you as a program? But no, he's patient. He's exercised that in his career as well.
Well, it's just realistic. He understands that it's not going to change overnight.
Another texter asks, Alexander the Great, this conversation is getting boring. Tell me who Alabama's athletic director is. I'll wait. Well, that'd be Greg Byrne.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. It's not like terribly exciting though. But Nebraska just hired a new athletic director. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions of what that means for everybody who's already currently in place.
What was the first question that came out when Bill Moose got let go, or Bill Moose left? What does that mean for Scott Frost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Husker 52 says, is it fair to say that Trev is for lack of a better term, not the bright, shiny superstar that Nebraska fans seem to feel entitled to? Maybe he is exactly what we need in terms of he understands the place, he knows the expectations, and know what it will take to get back. No, I think you nailed it there too, because we think of former players, right? And there's a lot of former players in this place with a voice. He's just, as far as what I've seen, he's cut from a little bit of a different cloth than the guys that you hear from on a normal basis. He has not been overly talkative about what he expects or what he is entitled to with Nebraska football. He didn't talk about it. Part of it is he was the UNO direct athletic director, but another part of it is he knows what words can do. And a lot of there's been a lot of talk around here for a long time. And I do think he has both parts to him, right? He is part athletic director, part former Nebraska player, obviously, but also not the same one in terms of he's not going to say the same things that, I don't know, Jason Peter is saying, or whatever it is. He's not that type of guy either.
Well, he doesn't need his voice he knows he doesn't feel like he needs his voice to be heard.
Well, he's just measured, and I appreciate that about him. It's something it's a skill that athletic director needs to have.
Yeah, first characteristic I just could see watching him or listening to him talk yesterday. He's just cool, calm, and collected.
Yep.
Just nothing fancy. He's going to tell you how he feels, but in a way that you're like, you know what, I can get behind this guy and I can rally.
Rico, is anybody on the phone over there? I think somebody's tried to call a couple times, but the phone hasn't rang. I think Greg and Milford was attempting to call, but I'm not sure what the status of our phones are. I never know. Like I said, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Hammond text line. Space Cadet says, why do I feel like Nebraska likes to stick the good old boys club when it comes to athletic director hires? They seem to only hire someone with some sort of connection to the school instead of going out and getting the right guy for the job. Okay, so that's another comment that I've heard over the last couple of weeks, or the last couple day here, I suppose. The former player piece of it, like I just explained, I think it works for him. And it works against him in some ways because that's the optics of it. But you also have to think about the search, and like I just explained, I don't think he was the first guy, and that's okay. I don't know that he had to be the first guy. I think he could still do the job. That's for sure. But I do think Trev is cut from a little bit of a different cloth than, whenever Nebraska has a defensive line coach job opening and everyone's like, go hire Jason Peter. Yeah. I don't think that's it.
I will also say, for me personally, when I look at Trev and wonder if this is going to work, I don't look at or think and take into account the fact that he was a former player. I look at his body of work at UNO.
Yes.
And in the role that he's going, and obviously it's going to be.
I do think it helps with his credibility.
Yeah, it's going to be of a greater magnitude here in Lincoln. Yeah. But hey, you ran an athletic department. You made a tough decision that not a lot of people liked and didn't understand.
Yeah,
but you stuck to it, and you were the guy.
And most of all, I just and a lot of people could probably say this. He seems like a good leader to me, and everything that we've heard from people at UNO is like, man, we're going to really miss that guy. That's going to leave a big crater in our athletic department. I think that means a lot. I think that carries a long way. Let's take a phone call. We finally got through Greg in Milford. Hey, Greg.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
I think the Trevor Alberts thing, when it comes to football, he might be able to see the progress a lot better than, like, say, an outsider or somebody that doesn't come with a football mind. So, like, say we go 6-6 this year, he might be able to look at it and go, yeah, they really made a lot of progress, or no, they didn't, and can explain it if he does decide to make a decision, which I think they'd be stupid if they did it this year at least.
Yeah.
And then also, I think when it comes to Scott Frost, I'm not comparing him to Dabo Swinney, but it took Dabo Swinney, 4 years before he started getting really good?
Mm-hmm.
And he played in a really crappy ACC conference. Whereas Scott Frost is trying to turn around our program, but he plays in one of the best conferences in the nation. So
yeah,
when you're trying to completely rebuild, it's hard to do it. It's kind of like Cincinnati. We're not like Cincinnati Bengals, but that's why they never can rebuild. They're in the AFC North.
Sure, it's hard. And thanks for the call, Greg. Appreciate it.
Yep, have a good one.
Look, it's hard, but it's going to be hard for the next guy. Right.
Yeah.
So you got to know what your standard is. You got to set that standard. And I have grace for the fact that it is difficult. But that's what it is. It's difficult.
Yeah. I feel like Trev is a guy that, we put a number on everything, it feels like, and it's how many wins do we need to have Scott Frost safe and everything. Part of that is looking past the record and just seeing the product on the field.
I don't know how much he'll do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is I feel like he's going to look at it realistically, and we understand that. And that's what we need.
I just don't know how much you'll hear him making the Bill Moose claims of the,
and maybe that's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I truly think that's good. And that's what Nebraska needs looking at their program right now.
Cause he also has a pretty good understanding of how hard it is. And he gets all that too.
Cause remember when Bill Moose made that statement of, I see Nebraska, I see us going 8-9 wins or whatever. The city freaked out. We're like, Bill, have you seen what's happened? Have you seen how we've been playing? Well, now I don't think Trev's going to do that.
Let's take one more call here in this segment, and then we want to get to some more in the next. But we got Shane on the line. Hey, Shane.
Yeah. What you were just saying, I think is spot on. That's pretty much what I called to say. Is I feel like Moose. We all know he was hired to hire guys. He did that, and from a completely uninformed perspective, which is mine, it feels like he did that, wiped his hands clean, kicked his feet up on the desk, and said, "See you later." Just kind of coasted off of that for a couple of years. Versus Trev, what I appreciate is it feels like he's going to come in. He didn't hire him, so it's not like his fate is tied to him. So he can take more of an objective look at it, not like, hey, I did what I was brought here to do. See you later.
No doubt. No, I think
versus
that's
that. So
yeah, that's an advantage.
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Shane. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's going to make his evaluation and he's going to look at it really, independently, and he knows how much care is going to have to go into the situation, and he'll treat it that way. Like I don't know. I just have I have a lot of confidence in that he will be at least fair as it pertains to this thing.
He's not afraid to do the nitty gritty parts of the job.
Yeah, well,
and he's not going to shy away from it.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, being the UNO AD,
yeah,
not
and that's something that you can respect.
Not the shiniest.
Out of anybody, but especially somebody in the athletic director role at Nebraska.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back. Your thoughts and more up next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Showers and thunderstorms a possibility through much of the morning. By this afternoon, they should gradually move out. A cool July day on the way. We'll only top out at 76. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies. Could see some hit or miss fog. A low down to 63. We're sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Beat the heat and save on a new cooling system from John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Combine new system rebates and LES incentives to save up to $2,500. Don't wait until your old system breaks down in the middle of summer. Take advantage of these great offers and beat the heat. Go to jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with a COVID vaccine. Everyone 12 years and older can too. Get vaccinated and stay strong. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Now through July 16th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Tired of home workouts falling flat? 1 and 2 and whoa. Make your workout a win with tons of equipment and our clean and spacious clubs. And use the crowd meter in our app for the best time to visit. Your fitness is essential. Join in club or at planetfitness.com for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Hurry, deal ends July 16th. Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
On Time Transport says kids are going to be kids. They'll be running, jumping, and playing with their friends, and they're not always thinking about safety. In fact, safety is the last thing on their mind. This summer, do your part, slow down and drive with care, caution, and common sense, and be sure to watch out for our children. This message is from On Time Transport, always concerned about the safety and well-being of the children in our community. For more information, call 402-328-9082. On Time Transport, reminding you that when you're behind the wheel, there's nothing more important than what is in front of you.
Get your vehicle ready for summer driving with our no-cost, no-obligation courtesy inspection. We'll check your brakes, belts, hoses, fluid, suspension, tires, and more. It's absolutely free. And drive away with extra savings, too, with a $70 reward card after submission when you buy 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. You've got a lot going on this summer. Getting there should be the easy part.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Hey, by the way, we're going to get to a phone call in a second. Just saw a tweet from, it was actually from Monte Cristo. Drew Christo already on campus at Nebraska. So, was chatting a little bit with Will Bolt yesterday. He was, let's call it, he was really happy about how the draft went.
Any Husker baseball fan should be.
He was happy.
Yeah.
To get all 3 of the guys that they thought they may have lost A pretty big win for their program.
Yeah, Chase Mason also top
Well,
70 recruit.
Christo, Mason, and Hood.
Yeah.
They thought there was a chance they could lose all
I
three.
mean, we've talked to Harvell. Harvell's like, listen, I put in a lot of work for Chase Mason.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want him here.
Yeah, so they're over the moon about that one, and they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a phone call. We'll get back to the Trev Alberts thing. Oh no, Nick! Don't
Nick
leave
on the phone
us.
line. Not me, Nick.
No, not you, Nick.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Nick from the phones.
Call back, Nick. You have a good name.
Yeah, go ahead. We were gonna get to you, just had to wait a couple more seconds. Space Cadet, what was the name of the intro song after the break? That's Rubber Band Man. That's all. Simple as that. Nick probably doesn't know it because he's 12. That's okay.
I'm not 12. Close. Close.
Yeah, pretty close. Closer than you want to be.
Actually, no. I'm okay with my age.
You were 12 8 years ago.
I was. I think Nick's back.
You were now. Nick can wait now. No, I'm just kidding. You were 12 8 years ago.
I was.
8 years ago was 2013. You were 12.
Yes.
You were 12 when Taylor Martinez was injuring his foot.
Oh, that was quite a discussion at the 6th grade lunch table.
Oh no. Oh, that's tough.
Oh, it was bad.
It's tough. All right, Nick, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Just dandy.
Great. This has been weighing on my mind ever since the news yesterday came out. Wondering what your thoughts were on, had Trev been hired rather than Moose, do you think he makes the same hire with Frost back then?
Ooh.
And given everything that's went down the past few years, do you think his decision would be different had he made that hire?
Okay. Thank you for the call, Nick. To the first question, absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of external pressure on top of, maybe external pressure is not the right word, but
yeah, I don't even know.
At that time, Scott Frost was the coach of the year.
Right.
He everything was looking
That was just
up.
obvious. That was just obvious.
It was one of those where if Scott Frost would have went somewhere else and been extremely successful, like we were all expecting him to,
yeah,
we'd be like, are you serious? Nebraska didn't hire this guy when they had a chance?
Yeah, or he does go somewhere else and you're like, oh, they tried and they didn't get him.
Yeah,
that would look really
makes
bad
it look
too.
really bad.
Yeah.
You had to.
What was the second part of the question?
Would his thought be different this time around, or like at this point?
If he had been the one to hire him?
Mm-hmm. Because assuming that if Trev was the guy at that point, or as he was the athletic director at that point, he would still be here.
I don't think that much is different. And
no, I still think you give a coach the same amount of time.
Yeah, it still doesn't look good.
Yeah, it still looks bad.
Yeah, unless the results are changed. If the results are changed, that changes the deal. But
I feel like you can't blame the past couple years on. I'm
No.
not saying you were.
No.
You can't blame the
Not on
last couple
Moose.
4 years on Moose. He did his job. We all talked about that.
And that's why it doesn't really change for Frost, because like they have a pretty good of understanding of what they have to do, and the only way to stop these conversations are to win some football games. That's all.
Simple as that.
Do that, you're good for a little bit. Now, at some point, you're going to have to win consistently.
Yeah.
But this year is about, I don't know. This year is just about finding a way somehow. And like, if we're talking about it seriously, I don't want to have it be that way. Like, I hate the idea of throwing everything into this year just so you can attempt to scratch out 6 wins and then trying to pick up the pieces after 21. I hate it. I hate how it sets you up for the future. I hate how we're thinking about it. But I do think there's something to be said about momentum, and there's something to be said about, getting the thing off the ground a little bit and going from there. It's just, and there's a lot of stuff to that.
Yeah, on that momentum aspect of it, I wonder, I was thinking about this earlier today, actually, and it was how far Nebraska has fallen, maybe, where we were disappointed, where Nebraska fans were disappointed with 9 wins, and now Husker fans are hoping for 6.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about, and interesting to think that this town and the city and the people around the program will be happy and think that 6 wins is progress. Like, it's just crazy that 6 wins will give this team and this program momentum.
Now, okay, now that's true. The progress piece of it is true. That would be progress for this team and this coaching staff and all that stuff. Would we be happy with it is a different question. Because I still don't like it.
Well, no, but that's the thing is that Nebraska
I'm
fans
not satisfied.
They're not going to like it, but they're going to. We've heard that number though the whole offseason. Nebraska just needs to get to a bowl game. Is that really the expectation line? And I understand you have to be realistic, but man, it sucks being realistic.
Yeah, I'm with you. The expectations for the program are higher. In general, are higher.
Yeah,
but you're trying to do what you can this year to avoid disaster.
And that's the thing at this time in the program and what fans and media have seen in the last couple of years, you can't put a number on it. You can't put like a 10-win season on it. Like, that's just unrealistic.
So maybe that's a question. We'll hang on for that one tomorrow. I'll remind myself of that. But the question is not in this scenario that I'm asking you, what would be a good result for Scott Frost this year? Because we have those answers. We've talked about it. I think 6 is enough. 6 is good. But the question then is, how many wins would make you actually happy? How many
realistically?
How many wins would make you feel good about the progress? Not just we're making progress. We move the needle off of E.
Because is 6 wins really showing that much progress?
Yes, most of the conversation has been based around this offseason. What's the bare minimum that they have to do to keep this ship afloat? And that's okay. That's a conversation to have. But also, there's more. More exists. More is out there. So I wouldn't be happy with 6. I'd be, you'd move on to the next year and see how it goes. Okay, yeah, the schedule lightens up, but who knows what happens with the roster over the offseason and all that stuff. And there's a way where they could get better.
And maybe that's what I'm getting at is, okay, yeah, they let's say they pull out 6 wins this year. And okay, what I know you don't want to look at next year, but
you're right.
Are we really going to be like, oh yeah, that showed progress, enough progress. 6 wins showed us that this team can win 9 next year.
It's okay to look at it in a 2-year deal. And I think that's right.
I think it's good to in moderation, because you can't look at position groups also. I mean, that's where you have to draw the line and say okay, 2 years down the road, who's going to be Nebraska's starting quarterback? You can't do that. But looking ahead, you have to look ahead, and you have to see. And when you're assessing a program prior to the season, you have to think, okay, what if they win 6 games, and what's that mean for next year? Does that mean that that's going to show us enough and give us enough confidence to say we're going to win 9? Next Nebraska's going to win 9.
I like that question. Let's talk about that a little bit further and deeper tomorrow. We'll do that. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, round things out next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. It's still scorching hot outside, but soon enough, you'll be back in stadiums again for the first time in 2 years, donning all your favorite fall attire. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days on July 22nd and 23rd, live from Indianapolis. Connor Happer, DP, and Steve Sipple will be in for our shows on Thursday and Friday, getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Pillar Restaurant Group, and Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers Real Estate.
Beat the heat and save on a new cooling system from John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Combine new system rebates and LES incentives to save up to $2,500. Don't wait until your old system breaks down in the middle of summer. Take advantage of these great offers and beat the heat. Go to jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
You love to fish. The sight of long lines and casting for better opportunities. You wish more people knew the value of a good worm. Share that knowledge. Take a beginner fishing and show them what real fun can be. Then share a picture with us. You could win a boat or outdoor gear. Visit outdoornebraska.org/takeemfishing to learn more. And then, take 'em fishing. Sponsored by Nebraska Marine Parks.
Get ready to set, spike, and ace with City of Lincoln Volleyball Leagues this fall. Register early during the week of July 12th through the 18th and get an early registration discount to save money. Or gather the team and register by mid-August. Women's and co-ed leagues available. Leagues play an 8-game season plus a double elimination tournament. And a reminder, registrations close for adult fall kickball on July 25th and adult fall softball on July 18th. Get more info and register at teamsideline.com/LincolnNE or call 402-441-7892.
Baseball's back, Lincoln, and that means Fireworks Fridays are too. Come out to Haymarket Park for Friday home games to celebrate the Lincoln Salt Dogs' 20th season with baseball, giveaways, and of course, post-game fireworks. We're glad to have you back in the stands. Watch us light up the sky for our celebration season. Get your tickets to the best night out in Lincoln at saltdogs.com.
Welcome to Friendly Neighbors. Welcome to maintenance-free living. Welcome to Carriage Glen. Welcome home. It's everything you'd want in an active 55-plus rental community right here in Lincoln. Spacious floor plans, numerous amenities, beautiful surroundings near Holmes Lake, and much more. Plus, with Carriage Glen's current move-in special, you can save thousands if you act now. Carriage Glen invites you to take a personal tour or visit them online at carriageglenoflincoln.com. Discover the place you'll love to call home.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with a COVID vaccine. Everyone 12 years and older can too. Get vaccinated and stay strong. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Get in, get out, and get your hands on a great career. Did you know Southeast Community College offers short-term training and almost 20 programs of study? That means you can get your certificate at SCC and get right to work without spending years in school. You can train at one of our 3 campus locations in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, or our 6 learning centers across Southeast Nebraska. If you want to find your next step, visit southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Ravi Lula, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
I lost my You know what? They tweeted out that picture of Frank Solich today, the little graphic they did.
Oh, I'm so happy about that intro.
Remember when the coaches on their headsets used to have, I'm asking this rhetorically to you because you do not remember because you were like not born.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. They used to be, the headsets used to be sponsored by Alltel.
Oh, yes.
Remember Alltel?
Yeah.
Does anybody still have like Alltel cannot exist anymore, right? I was in on Alltel. I had an Alltel phone. I think my first phone was an Alltel.
And then for a while it was AT&T. I know that's changing the subject. We're changing company, but it was
that did change over, yeah.
Then it was AT&T.
And then I think I switched to Verizon at some
How do we feel about Jim Harbaugh having Dodge Ram on his?
He has a Dodge Ram
headset? Dodge Ram headset.
Didn't know about that.
Good advertising.
Does he sell that himself? Is it just him?
Yeah,
with all the
I
coaches?
Maybe it's all the coaches. I mean,
like I saw
Jim
that
Harbaugh's the only one you see.
I saw that picture of Frank, and I'm like, yes, early 2000s college football. Let's go. We're back. No, I mean, for me, it's always an age thing, right? Yeah. Your favorite era of college football is always going to be the era when you were in high school. Or like right before it.
There you go. I would say
that's always what you're going to remember the most. So my most vivid memories of college football before the last couple years are like, yeah, I'd say in between 2006 and 2010. somewhere around there.
Yeah, mine are probably 2009. No, probably about 2009 to 14.
Okay, that would have been ages what for what? What through what?
8 to 13.
Yeah. Mine's a little older. I did.
I mean, I've told you that my first
12 to 18. 12 like 14 to 18.
I've told you my first like true memory of Husker football is USC in 2007 when they came to Lincoln.
Yeah, people always laugh at me on this show for saying my first real vivid memory of Husker football is the 01 Oklahoma game. And it's like, whoa, you're young. And yeah, I am.
07.
The problem with my age of Husker fandom is that I was actually alive for the good stuff, but I didn't really experience it. So I don't remember any of it and wasn't, in tune with it. And basically for my conscious life, it's been rough. I remember the 01 Colorado game, and like I was, as a Husker fan, even as a new Husker fan, watching that game was so incredibly shocking. Like, this can't happen. There's what? 62 to 36? This guy ran for 300 yards or 6 touchdowns? There's no way. This has never happened and will never happen again in my life. And it did a couple more times. But for you, your age group of Nebraska football fans is like all suck, only suck.
Yeah,
And
not
there's comfort in
09
that.
and 10 though.
Yeah, that was the glory days.
That's where I remember 09 very well.
Oh yeah, 09 and 010 was the glory days for me too. Look at us youngs.
010.
Yeah, 010. That's what we called our class.
2010.
I graduated it from high school in 2010.
Oh dear.
We walked down the hallways and be like 010.
Wow. I'm in a room of olds.
Yeah. I don't think you are. We're not old.
2012.
2019, baby.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that makes you the weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with
maybe.
Happer. I was alive for all of the good Husker stuff, but I don't remember any of it.
Right.
Yeah, I've been
It's not
alive
fair.
for Melvin Gordon running over Nebraska.
Oh, I was alive for that too.
The Big Ten championship. and
There's like fleeting
Joel
memories.
Stabby.
There's like fleeting memories in my head of the Miami Nebraska bowl game, the national championship. Like I don't remember it very well, but I like kind of remember like watching it on TV.
Thanks everybody for your memories. Talk to you tomorrow.
At Koppel, you can shop online for the most affordable crossovers,